Oh, it's Sorak the Destroyer is here, so don't you fear! A whole new edition of Guts is here! Oh yeah! You got Sorak the Destroyer here, ready to slash and bash your Friday away from the road here! And I'm not here alone. I got Fang the Mag, I got Wilbur Chatterton, and I got the greatest goddamn D&D DM in all the land here! It's Nate Gonzalez! Take it away!
Oh, thank you,
Sorak. God damn it.
Not too bad, not too bad. Welcome everyone to tonight's Friday night edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. As you can see, we got Sorak the Destroyer riding in his carriage, playing along with us tonight. So if he's got a little bit of a delay or breaking up a little bit, I apologize on his behalf. And yeah, you're a wild man. Hopefully he'll be back sitting home soon, so we can have some steady gameplay going on. But with that said, do a quick little announcement, a little plug, because I never give myself any plugs at all. I do have a little bit of a poster art drop going on tomorrow morning. I got prints for Def Leppard, String Cheese Incident, Government Mule, The National, Chris Stapleton, and an art print I did for Midsummer, the movie. All those will be releasing tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time on my website, gonzart.com. Check it out. Pick something up maybe if you like it.
Are those cheese strings mozzarella or cheddar?
They're mozzarella.
Nice.
Yeah. Does someone help the Def Leppard here? Is that?
I hear that they, with technology these days, they have like those implants that help them like get the hearing.
Def Leppard featuring
good.
What is it?
Because hearing is a very important part of leopard's hunting skills.
Def Leppard featuring cochlear implants. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yep. No, the aboleth just speaks telepathically to them, so it works out.
Yes.
There you go.
See, play the hits.
With that said, let's just go in and jump into a little recap. Give you guys a quick little refresher of what happened the last time we were all together and adventuring. So the last time we were with the Wrecking Crew, they spent the evening on the Grand Dame River Casino boat on the Dasarin River in Yartar, searching for clues on the disappearing nobles and the Rizzolio family pendant. After learning from Lady Italia on the Grand Dame about the evil sorcerer Usith being the one behind the strange disappearances, she led you all into the sewers below the streets of Yartar and searched for him. While in these dark and dirty sewers, you came across all sorts of creatures who lived down there, and after fighting them off, you made your way successfully to a bottom chamber where you encountered this Usith. Not your typical sorcerer, as Usith was the aboleth you all experienced about 2 months prior. After a long battle of him playing his mind games and controlling the Marrow's slaves to flood the chambers, he escaped through the sewer pipes and out of sight. You all searched the area to find 3 sets of expensive clothing, presumably from the 3 missing nobles, as well as the Rizzolio family pendant. Additionally, you all found some strange items like a staff card from bones in the likeness of tentacles, and some vials containing a dark liquid with toppers on them in the shape of octopi. But nothing grabbed the attention of y'all as much as the cloak you found bundled up with the broken rapier inside of it. Unmistakably, instantly recognized as the Lightbringer that Luke Ganj once wielded. As if that wasn't enough to get the party's gears in their heads spinning, Sorak spotted the chest that they found this in had a false bottom, and found a note inside, from none other than Luke Ganj. The note was cryptic in nature, including some alien-like symbols, but you all can only imagine what the meaning behind it could be. And with the evening turning into the morning very quickly, you all made your way out of the sewers and into the still starlit streets of Yartar, and headed back towards the Harper Manor. And upon arriving, you all noticed it to be a little too quiet, and found Kolbaz inside with several stab wounds in his midsection, seemingly poisoned and incoherent. And with some quick healing, you all were able to get him back to his feet, and showed him this note from Luke Ganj, and learned that the symbols on these alien-like symbols on this note read, "Long live the great old one. In his house we dream." Sorak was also able to learn from Brutus that there was 3 sets of feet running around with soft steps and speaking in a language he has only heard one other time, and that was with the Yakul when he attacked you all on the airship. And with exhaustion creeping in, you all decided to turn over for a night with Sorak on the watch. Uh-oh. I see cop lights.
Shit. You getting pulled over?
It wasn't me. Yeah.
Are you?
Well, keep it going.
All right. This is live stream, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I didn't know we were about to be on an episode of Cops.
Right?
Boys, bad boys. All right.
Well, have fun with that. So go ahead.
I think at this point, I'm kind of in the that central garden area along with Cuomo, and we just start getting bundled up for a long rest, especially myself, who's been beaten up pretty badly after that tablet kind of having its way with me.
Yeah, I'm tucking in, getting ready. I'm nuzzling into this little chair, and Sanity's kind of perched outside of the little spot we're in, ready to scream if she sees anything funny. Well, actually, before I go to bed, no, good to go. Go to bed.
This is entertainment, ladies and gentlemen.
This is actually no. This is we were on the way to where we were. We got stopped because someone, and I'm not going to accuse my girlfriend whose car this is. Someone didn't renew the registration on her car.
Same
So
cop.
we already got stopped on the way. Now we're on the way home, and we get stopped by a different cop, and we just showed them the ticket, and we just got.
It was automatic.
No, it's not automatic. You renew your own shit.
So you guys are going to find your little sleeping quarters for the night, it seems.
Yeah.
Wilmore's
Take a
tucked
long
into
rest.
Wilmore's tucked into the basket.
But Sorak, I thought
Sounds like
Sorak
Sorak's taking a sleep by himself tonight too, with that attitude.
Sorak,
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna do it immediately.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Is that
You like her?
Usif? Check. Does he have a third eye?
Yeah, it's in here. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
I know I'm upset.
Did you not?
Yes, you should be.
Sorak, Sorak, I thought you were gonna be keeping watch for no funny business to occur over the night, just for a little bit at least.
Well, sometimes these weird magical flashing lights show on the air, and they tend to disturb my resting time.
Understood.
I will point out that it is about 5 in the morning right now. It's getting pretty late, so
Talk my way out of this, so I'm good.
Wilmore turns off his prestidigitation of flashing lights and goes to sleep.
love it. You get inspiration.
Thank you.
I was thinking that. I was like, please give it to him.
I actually secretly handed the cop a note that said, "I am currently playing Guts. Follow our stream at Nate Moonlife on Twitch." And he was like, "Oh, whoa, sir, I must let you go." So,
Holy shit.
All right, amazing. All right, so Sorak, like I said, it's close to like the sun rising at this point. Do you feel like staying up still, or do you just want to get some rest? Because if you stay up, you will start pushing the point of exhaustion.
I'm going to do a sound check and a sniffing check to make sure that nothing's around.
Okay.
If it's clear, I'll go to sleep.
Sounds good. Go ahead and make that perception with advantage.
Alrighty.
And Feng, are you gonna go to sleep in this like garden area?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Seems nice and peaceful.
Sorry, I have to close the laptop when the cop came. So.
Well, you know what? We'll just say with your passive then, because you're good with that. I think it's like a 15. Yeah, it's a 15. You don't seem to notice anything in the area, smell or hear. You know, it's like I said, it's pretty much you're starting to hear birds chirp at this point, and the sun's starting to come up.
All right, well, I'll take a little napping.
Okay, so everyone goes to get a nice long rest, go to sleep, and find their little areas to find that comfort in. And as the sun begins to rise, and as Fang finds his little area in the corner of this garden with Cuomo, you guys all begin to drift to sleep. And Fang, in this garden, you start to see the flowers and the plants and vegetation all start to wiggle around and squirm a little bit. And in the one corner adjacent from you, you see forming out of this garden a massive brain, close to 10 feet around, just floating there with these black tentacles rooted in it and growing down from the bottom of it and weaving through the crevices as it hovers there. You now see that the flowers have turned into like some sort of pool all around it with this dimly glowing purplish liquid and what appears to be some sort of dark cave. The whole atmosphere of this garden seems to just change around you, just transforming, just like kind of like in a slow fading movement. And this brain, it floats there, giving you this kind of feeling of unease and paranoia as goosebumps start to form on your arms. And it turns in the air as it's just floating there, and it shifts its frontal lobe in your direction. And you hear this echoing voice in your mind. "'Tis a pity they replaced their friend so quickly. And with someone who is able to take down 2 of our mind slaves? Your skill is quite impressive. Perhaps you would like to join our cause as well. We can help bring back your father if you'd like. Think on it. And remember, tranquil waters flow beneath splendor, but the astral sea shines the brightest and endlessly." And as it's just hovering there with its tentacles kind of just squirming around beneath of it and kind of writhing through the nooks and crannies of the brain, you hear once more in your mind, "Usith sends his regards." And in that last word, it ends, and you hear this loud screeching feedback hiss like someone is holding a microphone too close to a speaker. And the whole image just fades, kind of like twitching out in front of you, and then poof, explodes with this bright white light. Which, when your eyes adjust finally from this intense vision, you can see behind the white light is this fire burning bright. And you can see your home village and hear that alien laugh in your head once again. Just echoing, reverberating, and shaking. The fire succeeds out, and left behind you can see all those flowers wiggling back into their places and growing back in shaping form once more.
Upon,
And only Fang saw this, right?
Yes.
upon seeing that, I kind of grow uneasy. I curl up a little closer to Cuomo, and my body, it's uncontrollably shaking. And like I said, I inch my way closer to Cuomo and kind of tuck myself under his wing, and I begin to have some trouble falling back to sleep as I keep wanting to look up to see if I see anything. But over time, after being awake for what seems to be almost a full day, my body just pretty much falls unconscious, but not unconscious, but I pass the fuck out.
Love it. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
19.
As you tuck under Cuomo's wing, find some comfort and rest for the morning, I should say. Trying to shake off this dark and strange vision that just occurred in this garden space here. You find peace of mind for that moment and are able to tuck away for the evening. And sun comes up in the next few hours, and shines bright as you guys are still tucked away and trying to find some rest from your long evening that was behind you, and wake up sometime early in the afternoon, nice and well rested with a long rest.
Yay!
I wake up feeling a little bit more tired than I would have liked to after having such a long day yesterday and the incident that occurred last night. I go over to the flowers to see if anything looks like it would have been like changed at all from what may have happened or from what I would have seen last night.
Yeah, make a investigation roll.
14.
From the time that you went in here to find some rest, and from what you're looking at currently, they don't seem to have changed at all.
Then begin to really think about what the that brain Usith had telepathically said to me about seeing my father once more. And while as much as I want to avenge the fire giants, or rather have my father back, I'm able to realize that Usith is simply just playing games with me at this point. And I must keep my head focused and on the path to avenging my father's death, and that is killing the fire giants or getting them out of that area that from where I grew up.
Love it. Yes, Kobaz begins awakening as well, kicking himself out of his bed, and he wakes up and looks over at Wilmore and says, nothing like a nice long sleep. Were you in here all night?
I mean, yes, I was, and it's okay, buddy.
Well, I appreciate you guys helping out, and of course looking over for me. He looks down at his chest and sees that his wounds have all kind of healed over for the most part. Still feeling a little bit weak, my friend, but here, let's all gather around and maybe we can discuss your guys' plan of action for the next few days or upcoming weeks, if you will.
I think that'd be a fantastic idea.
So he comes, walks out of the door and sees Sorak kind of just kicked back in the chair in front of the fireplace with Brutus laid down on his belly on the rug in front of him. Boar comes pushing himself out of the library, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How's everyone doing? I guess I should say good afternoon if I want to be technically correct.
And my eyes were closed, but I was awake, and I opened my right eye, and I glanced over at Colbass and say, how you feeling, big guy?
Oh, I've seen better days, but I've also seen worse days. You guys came in at just the right moment, it seems like. If we would have known what would have happened if you would have been maybe even just 30 minutes, an hour later, that poison,
That's right.
that stab wounds, they probably would have gotten the best of me.
That's right. The gods were on your side this time, but it's for a reason, my friend. So it means we have to get these bastards back that did this to you here.
That's right. We definitely need to think about a way to discover who did this. And remember last night you mentioned you spoke to your hound here, Brutus, and he overheard some things that could be helpful.
That's right. We heard that bastard from the flying boat. Or at least language that was spoken by him.
Interesting.
So we all know who's behind this. But the question is, how were they able to get in and out of here so fast?
Well, I have my suspicions, but I wonder if I can maybe try something. First of all, it looks over at Wilmore and kind of like gags a little bit. Don't mean to offend, but you all smell like shit.
Well, thank you.
That's what I've been saying. God, just get a shower. Literally covered in shit.
It's all of you.
And Chaddington over there, he's covered in double shit.
I
Shit.
cast
I'm dropping dry
prestidigitation on
shit.
myself, so I
Like
smell like roses now. Just me.
You just cast that, and that waft of shit smell just disappears and smells like a nice fragrant bunch of roses. And Kobaz looks at you. Classic cantrip. I can't tell you how many times I've used that one myself in dire situations.
I shoot him a 2-eyed wink.
But you two gentlemen over there, unless your friend here wants to help you, suggest you maybe hit a bathhouse or something.
Thank you. Where can I please clean myself here?
You can find a bathhouse over in the Wishing Well. It's over in the middle of town.
Wishing Well.
Wait.
Would you care to
You gotta go all the way
with
to the
us,
middle
my
of
friend?
town?
I'm sorry, one person at a time.
We gotta go all the way in the middle of town just to wash ourselves?
Such is life in
Hold
Yartar.
that. Come on.
It is a nice bathhouse, if you will. If you could even get a massage if you want.
Fine, well, I know how those things turn out, all right? I came from royalty. I don't want any of those touchy massages. But I do agree with Chaddington. Could you perhaps lead us there?
I mean, you do have a little bit of blood on you, and I'm assuming there's dry blood on where he was stabbed.
Yeah.
Some stab wounds, you know.
Well, I was going to say,
We could all use a bath.
if you gentlemen all wanted to go there and spend some time over there, I was going to ask if you
Not
wanted
together,
to leave. I wouldn't judge. If you wanted to go over there, I was going to ask if you wanted to leave your hound here, and I was going to try to see if I could maybe figure out a way to dig into his mind a little bit more and reveal and unveil a little bit more of last night's events.
I don't see why not.
Well,
Do you believe you're safe,
well,
my friend?
Well, I will have the hound with me this time at least, out not in the secured away in the garden, so that would be a boon, but yeah, I think
can
I'll be
leave
fine.
Cuomo here with you as well.
Well, that would be most grateful.
He's quite the finisher.
Don't know if I need that.
Sounds weird.
Are you sure we should take him to the bathhouse then, there, Fang? Or a nice finish?
Yeah. I look at
Uh,
Chaddington and Fang, and I agree with Chaddington, but I don't want to be quite obvious, and I don't necessarily trust Colbass alone with our creatures, so I just give him a look. Yes, perhaps he should come.
neither
Yes.
myself nor Cuomo are finishers in that sort of sense.
Well, I think... How far is the bathhouse from here?
Oh, it's not more than a 10-15 minute walk.
I think maybe we could stand to go over there and get a little cleaned up. I tell you what, and I roll my eyes in the back of my head and just like fall flat on the floor, and then Sanity just kind of flies around and perches herself on like the entrance door, and then I just stand back up, and she'll watch over you for us, my friend.
Gentlemen, I appreciate it. You know, it shouldn't take too long for me to perform this ritual or try to figure this out, but, you know, going out there, I believe you all probably had some other task at hand that you needed to do. Possibly finish up around the town.
Gentlemen, yes, we'll be done here, we think, so we can carry on with the bathing and the rest of our task.
Well, as long as bathing is number one, yes.
Would I know what the school of magic would be that is like, you know, can like take control of someone or turn them evil, something like that?
Make an Arcana check.
I have advantage, so I'm gonna do that again. 15.
Let's see, the 15. You would know that, like, it's some sort of, like, possibly, enchantment magic would do that.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of look at my compass for enchantment magic, like at him.
Okay. At Kolbaz.
Yep, at Kolbaz.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, you pull out the compass and start trying to detect any magic from him, enchantment specifically, and not seeming to pick up anything from him. Nothing seems to be like doesn't have any curse on him or anything like that.
Okay. Well, gentlemen. I mean, I think he did just fight off our good old Yakko friend. And I think with Cuomo and Sanity, they'll know where to find us. They should be able to fly over, and if we're in need, I think we should go get cleaned up. Might be take one of those massages or two. I mean, it has been months, except that one time.
Oh, why you need to get cleaned up, Mr. Roses.
It's more of a my hair feels a little dirty.
Gotcha. Well, shall we then?
Well, let's do it.
Now you don't have too much fun here, there, Colby.
Oh, I'll try not to.
All right, Jack. I go out.
I get it.
My
All right.
second cheese joke of the night.
All right, sorry, I'm just trying to pull up this map real quick. So you guys begin heading out of town or out of the house, out of the manor, and walking through the streets of Yartar. It is the early afternoon at this time, with a decent amount of people walking throughout the streets and going from shop to shop. And it's a bright, nice, sunny, bright day. And you guys takes about, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes to walk over to the bathhouse. And is there anything that you guys maybe discuss on your way over there? Fang had himself a little bit of a moment.
How did everybody sleep? I slept like shit.
You and me both, buddy.
I barely slept here. But, to be honest, I have a bad feeling about leaving Brutus behind. I don't know why.
Kolbaz seems to have nothing but positive intentions. We might benefit from this.
I'm not worried about Kolbaz himself. I'm just worried about how well Kolbaz can take care of himself.
When we're gone?
Correct. So
I
let's
think-
not take too long.
Yeah, I think Sanity is would be instructed to fly right over to us if she sees anything crazy. So we got a minor alarm going on there.
That's right. That's right.
Especially now the animals are out and about, active,
Mhm.
protecting him. Brutus throws a mean bite.
Now here's the question. We get in and out of that house. We don't see anything. We don't hear anybody. How do these bastards get in and out without anybody knowing a thing?
Well, maybe that's something that Kolbaz can dig out of Brutus, despite Brutus not fully being there.
It's something that reminds me of a story of a prisoner we used to have way back when in Daggerford. It turns out he was the hardest man to catch. And here's the thing about him. We thought he was some kind of ghost. But he wasn't a ghost. He was just rich. Which means he could pay whoever he wanted to get him in and out of troubles at all times. So my point being, whoever was able to get in and out of Kolbaz's without being noticed was probably noticed. So they probably have someone in their pocket. So we must trust no one in this town. No one at all.
I mean, you could probably trust Fang and I, but I understand.
Well, you're not from this town. You know, you're cool. And you are a crazy challenge, and technically I shouldn't trust you at all, but I do kind of like you. You didn't make a deal with this thing that I don't know if it's going to come and bite me in the ass, and we're still friends, but you know.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to bite me in the ass is a wolf boy. But anyway, I digress.
Only if he's hungry.
Which is all the time.
Which I am
That
pretty
is
hungry right now. I'm not a wolf right now.
Well, maybe we can grab a bite at the bathhouse.
That would be nice. But no, maybe not at the bathhouse. I don't know what kind of bites you want are at the bathhouse.
I'm sure they'll have hot dogs.
Yeah, I don't want hot dogs, not at the bathhouse.
How about clams?
Exactly
You
what I was
definitely-
thinking.
You definitely don't want bathhouse wieners. It's definitely something I've learned
How about
the hard
clams
way.
or shrimp?
Clams are fun.
Jeez.
Maybe shrimps.
What's wrong with a good,
If
with
they're
a good
rich
clam
enough.
boil? Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
I don't know. I mean, I know you guys said that you had slept pretty poorly, but I don't know if you guys saw exactly what I saw last night.
Well, what did you see?
Usith. Not specifically Usith, but Usith was most definitely behind what I saw last night. When I saw the flowers starting to wiggle from their spots, and out comes this 10-foot brain with appendages coming out from it, and telepathically speaking to me, saying how they were quick to get rid of Lugange and replace him for me, and telling me I'm quite powerful. But and also the big thing was to if I ever wanted to see my father again, to follow him. And I didn't give it too much thought last night.
Wait. You saw a brain? You said you
10 foot-
saw a brain.
10, yes, it was a 10-foot, it was a 10-foot large brain.
I look over at Chaddington. He saw a brain here. We know a brain.
You know a brain? 10 feet
That's
large,
right.
too?
I don't
Yes,
think
and he was quite opinionated too. So his name was Alabar. He was kind of a dick, to be honest. And he sure was a 10-foot brain.
Who's carrying the Lightbringer and the Manticore cape right now? It's not Fang, is it? Or is it just someone's carrying it?
Nah, I'd
Doesn't
imagine
matter.
that you are, probably.
Okay. All right. Cool. Just making sure.
The Cloak of the Mana Ray, not Manicore, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Cloak of the Mana Ray and the Lightbringer. Okay. All right. That's fine. No, I just want to make sure that he didn't have it. Well, I can tell you this, my friend. You are quite special. That's kind of why we keep you around, and I highly suggest you don't listen to Usu. He told me I'd find my sanity. Here I am.
And who did he
Sam-
tell you you'd find?
Say it again.
Who did he promise you you'd find?
He promised me I'd see my father again.
Your father. Here's a question I'm going to ask you. It's a dark question. My father and my mother were both killed, just like your father was killed. Would you really want to see them now, as they are?
Wow, that is a dark question.
Because I sure as hell wouldn't. So I'll tell you,
It's
anything that this bastard promises you, take it with a grain of salt. Because when you make a deal with the devil, there's always a fine print.
right.
Write that down.
I understand. It's tough for me because he was, I mean, other than Cuomo, he was all that I had.
My friend,
Yeah.
a deal
I
with
understand.
Usyk isn't going to get you back what you want. It'll only
And
bring
it's-
pain, I can assure you that.
Exactly. And you have to know that as hard as it is to let go, your father, just like my father and my mother and everybody I ever loved, they've gone to another world. When they've gone, they're not coming back. So please do not listen to anything that they have to say. For when the time is right, we will see them again, my friend. I promise you that.
I needed that. I definitely needed that reassurance. Thanks, guys. Well,
But if you do want a demonic master, my hands start to glow. I do know a guy.
well, I don't need that, but
Okay.
if I can't see my father, then all I want is to avenge his death and kick some fire giant ass.
And maybe some aboleth ass now.
You have no idea. It's my apologies that I let him go, slip out from our fingertips.
Oh, it was a group effort, I assure you. Just like it'll be when we kill him.
You got that right.
But just know, when Charrington says jump in the water, jump in the water.
Yeah. Look, I understand. For now on, I guess I need to work on my trust. I guess I have some issues there, but I will make sure to listen.
You can say
next
that
time.
again.
I assure you, my friend, you can trust me.
Got it.
And it's about that time you guys are walking throughout the town where you guys see this nice wooden sign outside of this stone building that says the Wishing Well Bath and Spa House.
Ah, gentlemen, look how beautiful. I cannot wait. I feel like crap.
However, if someone tries to touch Sorak Destroyer, I'm gonna sue him. Just saying.
So you guys begin to walk up the stairs into the bathhouse here. You guys are knocked in the face by all these fragrant floral smells, lavender and chamomile and lemon and all sorts of citrus smells just wafting throughout the air. And you're greeted at the front desk by a elven woman. And she says, "Oh, hi there, and welcome to the Wishing Well Bathhouse. My name is Zara. Oh, wow, very strong smell. Would you all like to come on in here, and we'll take care of you with that."
Please.
Well, let's just say I wish we would smell well.
You are too cute. What is your name?
Oh, you can call me Daddy, or Wilmore.
I will definitely choose Wilmore. But welcome everyone. And what would you guys like to have done this afternoon? We have a nice bathhouse where you guys can go and sit and just lounge in our pools of water. Nice warm suds. We got different sorts of scents that you can choose from. We have a sauna that's powered by a little fire primordial within the coals. We also have of course, a masseuse on site. We have my sister Mara. She's down in the gardens down below. She has a table set up, and of course, we have a small cafe if you'd like to just relax and kick back and maybe have a hot dog.
Do you have like a package deal where you can kind of dip into everything?
Oh, sure, absolutely. If you guys want to do a little bit of everything, it'll just be 6 gold pieces a person. That includes the soak in the baths, the sauna, a massage, and of course a complimentary clam bake.
This might be the best 6 gold I've ever spent.
I mean, this does sound fantastic.
Take my gold.
Who am I to judge? Here's my gold.
So
I'll
you guys
take the once around too, my friend.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. 6 gold for each one of you then. She looks back at Bork. Sir, are you interested? He looks back at her kind of like, "Oh, I'm not so sure about this, guys." He looks down at all of his like metal gear and whatnot. I think I'm just gonna sit back here and enjoy one of these hot dogs they're talking about.
I don't know if I would enjoy those hot dogs, Bork, but do you remember, you're still on your timeline, and I point to my wrist, even though I don't have a clock on there, because the clocks don't exist, but, I point out.
You're right, Sorak. You're right. I should probably just get back to work anyways. You guys enjoy your bath and spa day. I'll be over here just working on these again. He flips over to the side and grabs your gauntlets out. Adjusts his gauntlet with the torch adjustment on one end, and then like the tweezers and like different kinds of multi-tool on the other. And just going to work on it. So, all right, gentlemen, follow me. And she pushes up behind the desk and leads you guys in. All right, we'll go ahead and start with the pool house. And she just goes ahead and leads you guys in and shows you guys all around. Ba-ba-bum. Okay, so in here, of course, you guys can sit around and just nice do a little soak or sauna. If you come on in here and follow me, we have 3 different pools in here. The one on the left is a nice cool bath. We have a warm one on the right, and the bottom is a community jacuzzi. It's got bubbles that come up from underneath of it, also heated up from a tiny fire primordial, or elemental rather.
Well, I'm definitely gonna stay away from the community jacuzzi. I'll go to the warm water. Trust me, guys. You don't want to go into the community jacuzzi.
I get right in the community
Want
jacuzzi.
all the jacuzzi.
and I have a Sorak memory of when he was like very young, and I have Uncle Rubius who is shithoused at this party, and then you see him getting out of our kingdom pool, and then he goes over to the community pool, and I'm thinking, wow, Uncle Rubius, nice guy. He goes hangs out with the community while he is in a position of power, and then he looks at me. He goes, "Hey, Sorak, take a look," and he gives me a wink, single-eyed wink, because he's a freak. And all the water around him starts turning yellow as he pisses all over the community pool. And he gets out and says, "I'm not gonna piss where I eat. I'll piss where the peasants eat." And then I go back to my current self, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not getting in that pool."
That's awesome. So you guys hop on in and start soaking for a bit, getting nice and relaxed. She comes around and says, with a basket of different like bubbly concoctions in these different glass jars. So we have different scents, of course, if you guys would like to shampoo and lotion up. Lemon, lavender, mint. Do you guys have a preference?
I'm a big fan of mint. Oh, and by the way, I'm sure we probably got undressed and put our stuff aside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always carrying my loot.
Okay. Love it.
And I'm just strumming and just having a good time, but I always have my loot on me.
Love it. Wilmore adds a little bit of ambiance to the space. They have like, there's no music playing in here currently, so Wilmore starts strumming along, and she's like, "Oh, that's nice. That's a good idea. Maybe we should hire a bard to come in here every now and then and, set the mood, if you will."
I mean, you do have a bard, and he is in the mood, my friend.
Wilmore, you are too cute. I gotta get out of here. I'll just leave the basket for you all. You can choose. And
Absolutely.
I look over at Fang and I go, "Thank God he has the loot on top of you know what." Ew.
There's too many bubbles coming up from the jacuzzi. I can't really see anything anyways. I go over to the basket and see if I find musk.
Musk.
Go over and look over there, and everything seems to be just like very like earth, like floral fauna, like fresh fragrance.
The lavender will do, I guess.
All right. So you guys begin soaking in there, yeah.
I also take the lavender because I don't say this out loud, but I remember that my former wife's favorite smell was lavender. And I go back to a memory of her getting that smell on what would have been the room of her future child. And she just looked at me and said, "You know what I love about the smell of lavender? It smells like peace. It smells like a fresh start. And that's exactly what we'll get when our beauty is born." And she touches her belly. And then I go back to this memory, out of this memory and back into real life. And I realize that all I have to go back to her is a simple smell. And the lavender really hits me in the soul.
Inspiration for that one. Damn. Right in the feels.
So like when Sorak's having all these flashbacks, do you stare off into the distance? Do you bite your lip? Do you close your eyes? Like, what are you doing?
I
in the
imagine he's like
presence?
cross-eyed and yet biting his lip.
Yeah, or are you just like, I'm out of my mind right now? And then you just come back, like.
He's basically there with you. He doesn't look like he's doing it. He's a tough guy, so you might not even notice it unless you're really paying attention.
No
But
staring
maybe
off in the
something you'll
distance or
say,
anything.
no, it won't be that dramatic because he doesn't want to show you his pain. But maybe you'll see like an eye twitch or something where just maybe he'll take a big sigh or something that will give you cute, but it won't be like that obvious. So if you're paying attention, you'll see it. But if you're not paying attention, you won't.
I lean over to Fang and go, it's good to finally see him relaxed. He tends to be a little tightwad.
He's probably got a bunch of knots on his shoulders and back.
He does. I mean, I got some knots from carrying this team myself, but I mean, he probably does as well. His are probably more calf related, though, I think.
Yeah, he's probably.
But how you feeling, buddy? And I give a little shoulder rub. How you feeling? You doing good? I got a little head, scrubbing a little bit of water. I mean, it's nice in here, isn't it?
Kind of move my lower half away, but I'm not saying no to the shoulder rub, because it feels kind of good, and I am a little tense after all that we've been through these last 24 hours. But then the loot starts getting closer to me and said, okay. And then I go back to bathing myself and rubbing myself with the lavender. And once I'm a reasonable distance from him, I just kind of lay back and shut my eyes and try not to think about Chaddington approaching me.
About that time, the door opens. Yeah, go on real quick. Finish what you were saying.
No, I was gonna be. I'd kind of lean back and I'm just kind of have the loot like out of the water because I'm clearly up to my neck in the water since I'm a little short guy. But the loot's kind of like out in the water behind in my hand, just kind of hanging out.
I love it. The door swings open upon resting your loot out and just kind of resting on out there, and you guys see these two human men, within their 20s or 30s, it looks like from your guys' first glance, come walking in with towels around their waist, kind of just look around in here, see Sorak in the warm pool, and then look down in the cool one, and they go on down to the community one and sit down in there and look over at you guys and say, hope there's enough space for the two of us.
It'll be tight, but I'm sure you guys can squeeze in. Just try not to make any sudden movements.
Sure. And as they get a little bit closer, you guys notice they're kind of like larger, stockier, like muscular men. Of course, they slip their towel off and get into the pool of water right with you guys, and they sit down and kind of look like at ease, as if they've been up all night, and just kind of like this is a nice, relaxing time for them.
It's. I look around. I go. It's good to be relaxing every once in a while, isn't it, gentlemen?
Sure
and I'm
is.
here with my werewolf, and with my werewolf here, I go, not too relaxed in the community pool, I hope.
The one closest to you looks over his shoulder back over at you and says, I know what you're talking about. You two, you guys better not be pissers.
I go, don't worry, I'm not a pisser. And then the bubbles get a little bit heavier.
Ugh. There's one of the bubbles that kind of pops in the air and it kind of lets out a little bit of stank. And he looks over at you and is, well, yeah, it is nice to relax. The Water Baron's got us working night shifts and overtime all the time now.
Oh, the Water Baron. What's he up to? What are you guys working on?
Well, you don't let Nestra hear you call her a man, but got us working night shifts for the guard, the Shield of Yartar.
What are you guys guarding these days? I mean, wasn't the boats off? What are you guys up to?
These kind of just keeping general watch around the city here, but uh, Water Baron Nestra has been a little bit wary of these noble gentlemen that have been gone missing recently, so we've been just trying to keep an eye out on anything strange going on.
Yeah, I heard about that. They ever find anybody? They ever find any leads on that? I mean, that's terrifying to be in this city and the nobles aren't even safe.
I agree, and Nestra, I won't speak for her, but yeah, there has been, last night we saw something strange a little for at least this area. I haven't noticed anything or anyone missing yet, but did see a couple of dark elves in the South District.
Dark elves. That's definitely that's not normal around these parts. What is that? Any idea what they would have been doing?
Not around these parts. I mean, maybe more so east and Silver Marches area. But no, it's, like I said, that's what kind of caught our eyes. We saw, uh, Marshall over here saw one of them, kind of tapped me on the shoulder to point them all out, and by the time I was able to turn around, they were gone.
How'd they even get in the city? I guess
It's
magic, right?
I would imagine so. Yeah, the dark elves, they possess all sorts of kinds of dark magic and strange ways to be able to be evasive.
I've been listening and I yell, totally out of context. I'm probably confused. Narby!
I talk back at a reasonable voice since we're only 10 feet from each other, and I go, you don't have to yell, my friend.
I like the echo in here. Echo in here.
There is a solid acoustic echo in there, for sure.
Do the Dark Elves have many alliances outside of their own?
The Dark Elves have been known to, strike up alliances here and then, whenever it would, of course, benefit them. But, in recent years, nothing that I'm too aware of myself, or ourselves at least.
What do you mean to benefit them?
Well,
Like monetarily?
It could be anything that would benefit them. I don't think, honestly, I don't think gold or money is too much of a high priority for them. But I do think they, of course, have a ton of enemies and things that they want to try to take over and overcome and be in charge of and, overrule. So if someone was able to help them out do that, I'm sure they would love to team up with them.
No idea if anyone in the city would be part of that. I kind of start to get out of the water, get a towel, wrap it around me, tuck it in the side. I still got my loot, and I look not to him but to the other guy, and I go, did you recall which way they went? It wouldn't have been whatever direction Kolbaz's is from here. That direction, what had it been?
Oh, well, we saw them around that direction, but they looked like, when I saw them at first, kind of darted off, I suppose, possibly heading east.
Interesting. Do wonder why Dark Elves would be here.
Well, as your friend over here, I mean, like you said, possibly trying to team up with someone, but I don't know who in the area they would want to team up with. Or maybe someone had them do a task for them for their benefit, whoever they're teaming up with. You seem kind of curious. Do you know anything about these Dark Elves? Should we be worried about them around here?
Well, I mean, you do have Dark Elves in your backyard. I think I'd be worried about that. Wouldn't you guys? And I look at Sorak and Fang.
I mean, I would be. We don't know much, if anything, about Dark Elves. But, it's just something to keep note of.
Well, typically, I would imagine, usually when they come to the surface, they involve themselves with all sorts of raids, these mass killing sprees to try to kill all sorts of people that they're trying to maybe just show either their brute strength and ability, or run over a place and take it as their own, but there was no reports of any murders or even thefts last night. You know, for a night where the Grand Dame was out on the river, it was honestly kind of a quiet night.
Perhaps they were
Interesting.
just scouting. And at this point, I've gotten out of the pool that I was in. But my schlong and balls are definitely just hanging in there. And I'm standing outside of the community pool because I won't get in. And literally, I'm just standing there. And my balls are like right next to the guy that we don't know his head. And I'm turning dramatically as I speak. So it swings away wildly, very closely to him. And I say, beware! Maybe they might be in a recon mission for someone else. Like I said, perhaps Narvi? And I swing it wildly to the right.
He's just like staring out and not like making eye contact or turning his head at all.
Well, gentlemen, can I ask you, who's the most powerful person in this here city? We are but travelers.
Well, Water Baron Nestra is the one in the highest position of power, of course.
I'm talking about most powerful.
Real power.
I mean, to be honest, I would say Nestra is the most powerful, but there are, of course, other noble houses that have a lot of money, and with a lot of money comes a lot of power, of course.
I kind of turn and face the wall, and I cast message to Fang, in his head, and it kind of goes 30% chance Miss Water Nestra might have sent these dark elves to, or I guess I only have like 12 words, but it essentially would have been I think Water Nestra sent the elves.
So at that moment, I get my towel or get out of the jacuzzi and start drying off. And
You can respond, by the way,
And it's telepathic.
to just me if you want.
nice. Okay, telepathically, and I get 12 words too.
I think that's what it is.
One stone, one comment.
It's
Point your finger in a range. Whisper a message. Just says a message, and you can reply in a whisper that only the
Well, sending
can hear.
sending is 25 words, and that's a leveled spell. Message of cantrip, so I'd imagine it's less than 25.
Yep, that makes sense.
and so I respond telepathically. I don't know, but it means it's either her or Narvi.
Is he fighting a lion? Jesus.
That was just a wiper. Sorry.
Wiper.
Say it, finish it.
Damn near killed her.
I hardly know her.
Okay, yep, but I heard you.
So yeah,
And like I said, it was at that moment that I start getting out of the jacuzzi. Gentlemen, thanks for accompanying us in the jacuzzi. We're starting to get pruny fingers, so I think it's time that we move on to the sauna. And I look over at Sorak and say, well, some of us more than just fingers. As I kind of look him up and down.
You. I hear what you're putting out there. And I swing wildly to the right, and I start walking to the sauna.
love it. So you guys all go ahead and find a seat in the sauna.
What's to the right? Am I allowed to go over here? Is there a door over here, or is it you have to go the other way?
Oh yeah, there's a door there if you want to go through there.
I just want to check out poke my head in before I go to the
of
sauna.
course. So you poke your head through these double doors here, and you push your way through to the garden overhead of the double doors. It says the garden, and it on a wooden sign, and you push your way through, and it's this lush and lavish garden full of all sorts of colorful, bright flowers and plants and vegetation. There's even a little still water, which they like call the wishing well there, and then in the back room. You guys can see that back room, right? There's another elf situated up there. Her name is Mara. She's got the massage table in there.
I peek my head in there, and they go back there, and I go in here.
All right. Well, hello and welcome to the garden. You look a little tense. I'm sorry, I didn't mean little. You just look tense. Do you want to come back in here and maybe I can loosen up those muscles for you?
Well, absolutely, but I'm a big fan of before we loosen the muscles, we must loosen the mind, my friend. And I just take a big whiff of the flowers next to me, and I go, "Eh, is this your garden, my friend?"
Well, it's mine and my sister's garden. We both tend to it. Of course, this business is both of ours.
Oh yes, Mara. It's Mara, right? Your sister told me your name was Mara.
Yes. Yep. Good
Oh,
memory.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's like I can see it. But you know what? I think I will accept. I would love for you to help me with my muscles a little bit.
Sure. All right. So you go on, lay on and down in there, and you can slip off your towel and get under the blanket, and I'll be in there in just a moment for you.
Absolutely, and I place like my lute against the wall, but in front of my arm, so I can still like I just go like this and I reach it like it's like right there.
All right. Just let me know whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. She comes on in there, and she goes over to a box where there's like a little bit fey creature in there, and she goes and does like a little arcane magic on it real quick, and the fey starts illuminating and bouncing around and starts playing this very soothing tune inside of here, and sounds like you're like in like a forest with a rainfall or a waterfall rather, and she goes, so is there any spots in particular that you're feeling that you really need to focus on today?
I
And by
think
the way, when you guys met, did you ever think that you would have to ask Colbauer that as a fake masseuse?
I was hoping.
I mean this is what we used to do at the end of the night, man. You don't ever remember the bro rubs?
And the Bill Cosby
That's the
special.
beginning of the night, the middle of the night, and the end of the night.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Love it.
And then actually you can reform it. I mean, my shoulders have always they've just been difficult for me.
Oh, I can work some magic on those, absolutely. And you see her crack her knuckles and extend her hands out, and you start feeling this like warmth as she starts moving her fingers on your shoulders, and you just feel this warmth kind of emanate all the way through from the point where she's kind of rubbing and massaging you through. It kind of just flows all throughout your body. This warm, relaxing feeling, as if she's not just massaging your shoulders, but every muscle in your body, and maybe not every muscle, and
99% of the muscles.
yes, and she's just using this some sort of magic to just relax you completely, and at this moment, there's nothing that could cause you any sort of fear or any ill will on your mind, and just you have this complete tranquility and peace of mind, and you almost kind of just like pass out there for 30 minutes as she's working on you, and she's like, all right, well, that's all I have for you this afternoon. Of course, we have other guests coming on in, but hopefully that treated you nice and well, and you can go on the rest of your day without a worry in your mind.
I just look up at him and I go, I owe you my life. Whew.
You had some really big knots in there. You must be carrying a lot of weight on those little shoulders of yours.
It's like I have two people, one on each shoulder. It's a tough life, and then there's a dog and another bird. But it's I appreciate you.
Of course. Please stop back in anytime, whenever you need another little rub down, if you will.
Absolutely, my friend. Is there is it alright if I just go over there and sit by the wall? I mean, I'm guessing.
Oh,
they're doing
please,
some
yes,
sauna stuff.
yes, absolutely. And you can go on into the cafe through that passageway there as well if you'd like a nice warm tea or glizzy.
Oh, I do love glizzies. But I'm just gonna just sit here and listen to this wonderful water for a little while.
Hopefully getting them and not giving them. You know?
Fantasy glizzies.
I'm a giver and I'm a getter, my friend. It's a joy. That's what it is. Life is a joy, and you have to give and you have to get.
So,
I guess life comes at you fast, right?
Oh, life comes everywhere. Sometimes it gets in your hair, and you just have to move on, my friend.
and that's where we
seals your eyes shut.
we pan the vignette over to Fang and Sorak at this point, sitting in the spa, and in the sauna rather, just kind of relaxing. Imagine towels wrapped around you, and just kind of getting nice and warm and dry in here.
Yeah. I look over at Fang and say, honestly, I don't think there's anything in here that will soothe the pain I feel. But if you want a massage, go ahead, buddy. It's on me. Just try not to mug them after.
Definitely be getting massaged once I'm done in here. Hey, buddy. So who do you think was behind the Dark Elves? Chattington. While we were I'm trying to keep it very hush hush for hardly Sorak to be able to hear me. Chattington might have suggested that it could be Waterbear Nestra. She has a lot of power, a lot of money as well. Well, that is plausible. I thought maybe Narvi. What are your
That's
two
what I
cents?
think, my friend.
That's what I think.
Dark elves like dark power. What is the darkest power we've encountered? It's Narvi, my friend.
And
I think and dark elves like to be possessed by something. They like gold, they like value. And if anybody can offer them everything, again, it's Narvi.
And not only that, but Narvi was behind the thing that attacked us in the airship as well,
Correct.
which is what Brutus may have heard.
And I don't know if you know this, but I've also noticed that Narvi was able to show me the one I hate the most, Rubius, my uncle who killed everybody.
Well,
Which means that Narvi knows the darkest of the dark secrets.
No, you mean Usith, right?
Oh, yes, correct. But who was Usith working with? Seems to me that Narvi's under control of everything.
Why would Usith be working with Narvi, or vice versa?
Take over everything and
You
bring
think?
darkness. I don't think it's a coincidence, my friend. Just saying.
It's definitely something we might have to talk to Chattington about as well. Once we, of course, after we get our massages and clam bake.
I agree. It's time to relax a little.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I hope someone heard that you talking on the street like that's Carlos.
Oh, they definitely did. I promise it.
So you guys finish up in the spa here, and you guys both make your way over to get some massages. She takes care of you just the same as Wilmore. You guys get the nice magical arcane massage warmth just emanating through your body and flowing through you. You guys meet up with Wilmore back in the lounge garden area afterwards.
Well, gentlemen, how we feeling?
Better now, am I right?
Oh, yeah. Especially when there's a puppy.
That sounds delicious.
Belly rubs for puppy. Yeah, subscribes for puppy belly rubs.
And they've got a lot of different names for hot dogs these days.
Yeah.
So, Chattington, me and Sorak had a moment to talk in the sauna. We definitely think. Now, granted, it's not out of the question that Waterbear Nestra will be behind it, and we'll be seeing her later on in the day. But we definitely think Narvi's the one behind this.
Well, I think somebody had to either let Narvi that we were here, or let him in the town. And I think, why wouldn't that be the most powerful person in the city?
But I thought Narvi could control.
So you mean to tell?
Minds.
So you mean to tell me that it could be Waterbear Nestra and Narvi and Dark Elves? You think it's everyone's
Maybe.
kinda in cahoots?
I'm not sure because I will say one thing was a little weird that Water Baron Nestra she was more interested in that little sigil than she was her own blood. I
What
don't know
sigil?
why. That just rubs me the wrong way. They're
You're
they're
crossing
little
some wires there.
what do you say?
That's Lady Rosolio.
Resolve's not Water Baron Nestra.
Yes.
Never mind. I wish I had my notepad with me. Well, I think maybe it's time we grab our hot dogs and head back to Kolbaz and see what he got out of Brutus.
Well, while we're out and about, should we go to the Rosalia residence and maybe get some money for the pendant?
I'd like to make sure it wasn't the Risolos that did this first.
Okay. That's fair. Plus, I don't think we should be leaving Kolbaz alone for too long.
Now that's a
That's
good
right.
point.
That's right.
All right, You think we can grab our hot dogs to go?
I plan on getting my clam bake out of here.
Well, you were in here by yourself with the masseuse.
Sounds like you already did get your clam bake.
Gentlemen, Mara is a saint, and her fingers are magical, so I suggest you watch your tone. And I'm gonna take a
Sorak.
gold piece out, and I'm gonna flip it into the water, and just think to myself for a second, and then go, all right, I think maybe we head out of here.
Real quick, I just want to stop and smell the flowers real quick as I just kind of stroll through the little garden there and take it all in, and make sure I'm entirely at peace with everything, and really just take advantage of the experience here.
Absolutely. As you take one last breath in of fresh air and the flora and fauna in this nice garden space with the wishing well, you guys feel nice and relaxed and rejuvenated, and of course freshly cleaned up of your poo-poo stench. You guys head on out, grabbing a nice warm meat stick and clam bake on your way out, and believe you're making your way over to the Rosolio Manor now, it sounded like.
Kolbaz.
Oh, you guys are going to the Kolbaz's again.
Yep, Kolbaz, just to check on
Yep.
him with the animals, and then Rosolio.
Okay, sure thing. So you guys begin to walk on back over to Kolbaz's then, make your way back there rather quickly, and you come in to see Kolbaz sitting with Brutus in front of the fireplace. Got Cuomo just kind of sitting around, and Sanity watching the front door there. And you guys come on in, and Kolbaz kind of looks at you guys all with this like grin, as if like he accomplished something, but also then he looks at you and is like, "Well, gentlemen, I was able to prod into your hound's mind a little bit and figure out a little bit of what happened last night. And first of all, you smell lovely. Is that lavender?"
It is, and it's fantastic. As I kind of contradict that with a little glizzy and clam baked burp. Ooh, excuse me, a little ingestion.
Foul. Foul. Anyways, I was able to complete the ritual, and I was able to hear some of these voices that Brutus heard speaking last night, and kind of replay the acts from which he saw it in his perspective. So I heard a couple of a voice speaking as they were running out of here. Sounded like it was in Undercommon, and so I was able to transcribe that and translate it and figure out what they were saying. And it seemed to be that should slow down the halfling. The Red Wizard will be happy with our success. We need to rush quick and rendezvous with Zalto and help deliver the flask with the Dawn Titan to begin the next phase. And it sounded like there were three sets of light footprints, steps running around in here, and like I said, it was undercommon, so it distinctly sounded like a drow to me.
Like a drow, a dark elf, maybe.
Yes.
Elves.
Yes.
Who in this town would have it against us?
Well, I imagine, I don't mean any offense, but you all are trying to thwart a mad wizard, and I'd imagine that he might have it up against you and all of us.
That's fair enough. Well, gentlemen, I think we might want to add a little haste in our step lately. It does seem like yet again they're a foot above us.
So, real quick, Kolbaz, what flask would they have taken to give to Duke Zolto?
Oh, well, there are sorts of magical flask that can contain beings inside of it. Almost like he points over to Wilmer's bag of holding. Almost something like that. It can carry more dimensional space inside of such a small thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Gentlemen, they're clearly taking the fire primordial to the Iron Slag. I think we may need to wrap up here a little faster than we had thought.
Yes, we've got to. Well, before we head back, we've got to get to the Rosalia residence immediately.
I agree. Kolbaz, before we go, though, and I pull out the potion bottle with the black ink and the tentacle thing, and I even look in Sorak and I go, wasn't there anything that you had that you weren't quite sure about? I kind of point to the giant fucking sword on his back.
Oh, you mean this thing? About the sword.
Oh,
The sword?
you want me to check these out for you and possibly identify them?
Do you think while we run to the Rizzolos real quick, you could take care of these and let us know exactly what they are before we head on to our next destination, my friend?
Oh, I don't see why not. Of course, yes. And as you mentioned, you guys are heading to Iron Slag to take care of Zolto. And I think if you guys are trying to destroy and dismantle whatever this evil wizard Narvi is trying to accomplish, I think that's the right step. You need to take out whatever legs he has working for him. And of course, it seems like you all are quite aware that the fire giants are one of those legs that he has underneath of him. One of those large, militaristic, fighting bastard legs.
I didn't know you were so into his legs.
I'm more of a calf guy myself. I will say, pays off to have someone who has a little military experience behind you, huh?
The fire giants have plenty of that, so when you guys do make it there, make sure that you're ready for that, of course.
Yeah, we'll be ready, all right.
Okay, well, go on, make haste, and I'll be here waiting for you.
Gentlemen,
Let's
I
go.
think we head to the Rizzolos mansion real quick.
Immediately.
Let's do it.
Okay. You guys rush out the door and head over to the outskirts of town once more to find the Rosalia Manor. And you guys, trying to make it there as quickly as you possibly can, knowing that time is kind of the essence right now. You get there to that two-story building, large and old, fenced in. Kind of gives you that foreboding house on the end of the street look to it. Just kind of has that complete look of wealth and power just emanating from it. And you guys get up to the front gate where there's two guards out there. They kind of look at you as you guys approach in this haste.
I just put the chain around my neck and I go, I'm here for the lady, my friends. I go to walk right by him.
Oh, go on ahead. Come come here. We have the guest, the gentleman that we're looking for, Arten's missing pendant. and you guys see the butler come running out the front door, shuffling along to you guys. Oh, come here, come along. Let's go up to Lady Desia's office and let's go speak to her. Hopefully, she's in a better mood than normal. And you guys follow on along behind him through this beautiful manor with all these lavish paintings and tapestries and rich mahogany wood with all these beautiful carpets adorning them and these gaudy chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. He leads you up the stairs and to her living space, knocks on the door. Lady Desia, the was the wrecking crew, right?
Yeah, absolutely, my friend.
The wrecking crew is here, I presume, with good news. And she looks at you. She turns around after staring out the window. Well, yes, go on. I hope you do have good news.
Very determined look on my face. Well, I seem to have found something that you want. I have the big old necklace on.
I see you did. Good job for doing what was asked of you.
Well, that's exactly what we do. Now, how about the 50,000 gold you promised?
You must have a hearing problem. It was 5,000, but I can certainly do that for you. Hey, butler, command, go and grab a coffer and pay these gentlemen off. Yes, lady. And he kind of rolls his eyes and goes out the door and goes down the hall for a second.
While he's walking down the hall, I cast suggestion on her. Your best friend, you can trust me with anything.
Wisdom 15?
Yep.
I can trust you with anything. I hardly know you, but I'm all ears.
I was wondering, why would Dark Elves be in this city? Who brought them? Or who let them in?
I have no idea why a Dark Elf would be here, and who would let them in. They have no belonging in such a rich and lavish city as ours. Such underground dwellers. I hope they're not here.
Well, just so you know, they're in your city, my friend. But I guess maybe they just came in on their own accord. If someone of your skill doesn't know why they're here.
Well, I would tell my best friend, of course, if I knew if they were here or not, or why.
That's true. That's true. Me being your best friend, what do you think of this shirt? Doesn't it look nice?
It is nice. Did you pick that up over at the tailor down the street? Are you still wearing your pimp suit?
I've been wearing this. Oh, yeah, I'm still wearing the pimp suit, actually. Yeah. Yes, I did. It looks lovely, doesn't it?
It's a little outlandish for my taste, but who am I to judge?
Well, I shoot her a two-eyed wink. Sometimes I wish you judged me.
You see her eyes just kind of like blink a little bit. My God, didn't he already pay you? Go on, you're done there. You gave me the pendant. Please go on.
Well, it is a pleasure.
Yeah.
Concentration 8 hours. Before I go, exactly why did you want the pendant back so much?
Well, it is a family heirloom, as I told you. It means a lot to us. Although we can go around and just buy whatever we like, this has been in our family for centuries, generations, and I won't let the impudent Arton go and ruin that for the rest of the Rosolio name.
Well, I think that's fair enough, my love. I guess everyone can put 1,333, or no, that's more than that.
Yeah, Kemet comes around with the wooden coffer full of the 5,000 gold pieces for you, gentlemen. For your job well done. I believe Lady Rosolio is done with you here. And she just kind of like looks over.
Just so you know, it's 1666.
Yeah. Add 1666.
Hot 666. Hey, double hair. I mean, I should get all the money because I have Demon Sword. Just saying.
Well, then I'll
Add
take
your
the
money.
1667.
Somebody's rounding up over there.
Actually, it'd be 1668.
Or 2 people have 1667.
So
Right?
yeah, whatever the math is.
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
She's got her pointy chin just kind of pointing up at you, and she turns around quickly and looks back out the window. Just doesn't even say goodbye to you guys. And Kemed, the butler, just kind of pats 2 of you guys on the shoulders. Let's go ahead now, gentlemen. Don't want to be getting on her bad side. Maybe she'll. Don't want to know what happens when you get on her bad side.
Before we leave, I run up to the window and I look out at 2 in her direction. I go, "See you later, friend."
She looks back down at you. I'll see you later. And you guys begin to head on out with the butler leading the way for you guys. And he looks at you guys and says, "I thank you again for, I'm sure she didn't thank you personally for finding the pendant. I'm not even Rosolio, and I think maybe I care a little bit more about Arton than she did. But I have to say thank you again for of course, returning him and keeping Lady Rosolio happy because, as I mentioned, don't want to get on her bad side."
Well, if
Look at
you care
him.
about Arton, just keep an eye out for the Dark Elves because someone's letting them in the city.
I certainly will. Thank you.
I look at him before we go, and I say, "By the way, why'd you let her treat you like this? You're clearly worth something to the family. Clearly intelligent. Yet you let them rule you around. Why, I ask?"
I don't have much else to go, and as I've told you last time you were here, we've been here for my father before me, and I just was kind of born into this, and don't have much else of a family or anywhere else to go, unfortunately. And they keep me well fed and a beautiful roof over my head, and so I go along with a nice smile on my face.
It's a thing. Just because something was one way at one time doesn't mean you should keep it going. Yeah. To be honest, I think you could do much better hanging out with these cheap, want to be rich bastards. Let me tell you something. Money doesn't buy class. These people have a lot of money. They have no class.
I can certainly
Should
agree
get
with
outta
that.
here.
Certainly, you are right. And he's kind of looking over his shoulder as he says this. But I'm afraid of what would happen to poor Arton if I were to go. Someone needs to look over him and be a symbol of moral balance for him.
That's right, you're right. But if his own family doesn't care for Arton, where will the symbol for light go?
Seems kind of think about it for
Yep.
a moment. Yeah, it's something I've been kind of thinking about for quite some time as well, but, you bring up good points, and I'm going to stew on it a little bit longer. Maybe my time has come to spread my wings, if you will, and find a new home in my own way.
That's right.
I-
Let me
I say,
ask you
or-
something. Go on.
Oh, you go ahead. You finish up.
Is money holding you back?
It's one of the factors, of course, having the financial stability and not having to pay for a home or food. I mean, you have to admit, those are great benefits, great perks. And a place like this, he gestures behind him, it's beautiful.
Right, but how much of this is actually yours?
At that moment, I take my quarterstaff and kind of jam it in the back of Sorak's, like right behind his knee, so that he kind of falls a little bit. Then I whisper to him, "Dude, we've got to get going. Let's go."
Hey, wait.
See,
Want to hear the man's answer?
it's none of it is mine to answer you, but it's a fair point. I have nothing to my own, which makes it just as scary to go out there. But if I can, maybe once I get Arton fully on his feet and ready to go, I can figure something out for myself.
I'll
or
tell
we
you
could
this,
just
my
kill her,
friend.
and then Arton has all the money and he gives you some.
Something tells me you take someone out like this, someone else just takes their place. Let me do this for you, my friend. Find Arton. Appreciate meeting someone here actually cares about something more than just themselves. With that being said, you meet someone like that, you just can't leave them behind. So let's do this. Hold on for now. You stay close to us when we need you. I'm going to give you something. You can start your own kingdom. And I take 1,666 that I was just given. I'm going to give it to him. Start his own future. To be our whisper in the pocket, if you will.
He looks at you. Oh, please. He's kind of like embarrassed, looking over his shoulders. I can't accept that. I thank you, but I certainly cannot accept that from you.
Listen, my friend. Where I'm going, I have no use for this. I think you might. So please save yourselves from a life trying to be good for someone who's just no good. Get out of here. Start a family. Just go live for someone else.
That's the kindest thing anyone has ever done for me. Just graciously, and I mean, so thoughtful and selfless. And I can't accept this full amount. I'm sorry, but if you really want me to take this, I will take some of this coin.
Do.
You see him, he takes about a quarter of it only and gives you the rest back. This is plenty for me to just put some clothes on my back, buy some food, a bit of furniture from the cobbler, and figure it out from there. I thank you. I thank you,
Got it, my friend.
Sorak. And he opens up the gate leading out to the streets of Yartar for you. I hope to see you again, all of you.
Oh, my friend. We will. Get out of there.
Beautiful. Alright, so you guys are, where are you going from here?
Vince, do you think we have the time to speak with Water Baron Nestra?
I mean, quickly. I would really like to get going. I mean, if you have something important to say to them, then absolutely. I remember they wanted to know.
Out of here.
I remember they wanted to know about the aboleth.
She just wanted to know about the disappearances, any information.
Well, I think if we told her an aboleth did it, she might lock us up.
Why do you say that?
That's fair. Well, then let's go. Let's go chat with her real quick.
Alright, you guys quickly make your way over to the center part of town where the Water Baron Hall is. And, it's this large squat building with a beautiful vaulted roof. It's, if you guys click the picture that's in the game, well, I have it blowing up on the stream right now, but it's the building that's on the left-hand side there. Again, fenced in with guards all out front, and they're, like, kind of heavy armor, each with, like, a spear in hand and crossbows slung around their back. Beautiful marble-built hall. You guys get led in through with some guards. They lead you in there. You guys see this beautiful rich tapestries and ornate statues filling all the high vaulted ceilings. And they look at you and says, "Oh, the wrecking crew is here to see Water Baron Nestra." And lead you guys up to the Water Baron's resting area, her office, if you will. And you see her sitting behind the desk, wooden desk, kind of just like fidgeting around a bit. And as you guys walk in, she jumps up all excitedly. "Oh, gentlemen, it's great to see you. Thank you for coming back. I hope you bring me some good news."
Well, we bring you news. I think your lost royal problem is done.
Oh, spectacular! Do you have any information on that you can share with me? And she closes the doors into the office behind her, looking around the corner quickly.
I go, well, we found some dark elves. As I say dark elves, I look at her just to see how that hits.
Make an insight check.
It's a 1-9er, I think, right?
That is. You can tell there's a element of surprise on her face. Wasn't expecting to hear that.
There seems to be some dark elves in your city, and well, believe it or not, there might have been an aboleth or two in the sewers, but he's gone now.
An aboleth in the sewers beneath our city. How in God's name did it get here?
Let's just say there are forces afoot that are pushing things in the wrong direction, and we really must get going soon because we are the let's just say we're the wrecking force against them.
When Water Baron Nestra kind of reacted to Chattington saying that we saw the aboleth, did her response seem sincere in the sense that she had no idea that it was there?
Make an insight check.
It is a 10.
To you, yeah, absolutely. It seemed like, genuine, shock, how could such a, of course, you guys would feel the same way, an otherworldly, ancient being be underneath the sewers underneath the city.
So you have no idea why an aboleth would be in the sewers below the city. You don't know how the Dark Elves, now granted I understand they're slippery little suckers. You don't know how Dark Elves would have accessed the city?
No, no, I would not, and I'm assuming the aboleth is the cause for these disappearances, you say, yes?
I smash, literally, I'm at a table and I smash it with 2 fists. Lies! You control everything in this city. You're gonna sit there and tell us that you have no idea how anything gets in and out? You're gonna sit there and really tell me that people who are born from rich blood disappear in this city and you have no idea what happened?
I don't, but it seems like you all have uncovered it.
If it was up to me to uncover, I'd say that you would have something to do with it. You seem to know nothing in the city you say you own.
You see, when you guys walked in, she was very thankful for you guys at first, but now she's taken back. She's taken very far back from this, and look, gentlemen, I don't understand where this is coming from or where you're getting this idea that I have something to do with this, but I can assure you that is not the case at all.
I walk up to her and I kind of pop her collar up, I fold it down, and I'm just kind of adjusting her shirt in just a really creepy manner, and I go, let me just put it this way: there's a rat in your town, and we're gonna go to the den, and we're gonna find who the mother is, and if it's you, we'll be back. Okay? And I boop her on the nose. Boop.
Look, I don't like these these threats.
I go boop, and I turn around and I leave.
She, as you're leaving, excuse me, and the door is still shut. I do not answer to these threats very kindly. I was going to pay you gentlemen 500 gold pieces each for the information that you provided to me, but for this accusations against me and threatening the Water Baron in her hall, please get out instantly, now!
I turn around and I say, just for the record, I'm not threatening.
No!
Don't worry. I've been kicked out of nicer kingdoms. Let's go.
You see, she like has lost her cool, and just being threatened and insinuated she is the cause for these disappearances in her home, in her hall, the city that she runs. She's not had that and has been sent you guys out of here. The guards have come in and has begun to escort you guys out of here. See that they get to the streets and out of the city.
I whisper to Fang, I don't think it's her.
And the guards
I tell you.
they grab each one of you guys and begin moving you guys out. If you guys want to whisper around,
Whoa!
the guards are grabbing you. Go ahead.
Excuse me, sir.
Say, hey, whoa.
We need to grab our pets first from Kobaz. We will make it fast. We promise.
Are they throwing us out of the city, or are they throwing us out of the town?
She
Or
wants
the
you out of
area?
the city right now.
Guards, we must grab our pets before we leave.
No.
There with
We're not
Kobaz.
leaving here
As
without
soon as
him.
we get out, I put my feet in the ground and I go, I'll take it from here, gentlemen. And I start to walk away.
They still have a grab on you, so you're gonna try to break out of the grab right now.
So
They
what is
have
it? It's
all of
like
us grabbed?
3 or 4, or how many guards?
Yeah, there's one to each one of you.
So there's 3 guards. So
Look at Charrington and just say the word.
yeah, I just look at him and I go, I'll take it from here, my friend.
You're saying that to the guards?
To the guard. To my guard.
Okay, he looks at you and says, "Look, if you guys need to get your pets, you go get your pets and you leave immediately."
Say no more. Say no more. Just, you can drag us to the building, and then we'll be in and right back out.
I don't like to be dragged anywhere. We'll leave. Don't you worry, my friend. We'll be out as soon as you can say, hey, how's it going? I like today. How's it doing? It's a good day. Okay, every day. Bada bing. Okay?
We'll be waiting outside the building for you all. We won't drag you there, but we will be waiting and watching.
You know what?
Oh, I'm so
Exactly. You
scared.
wait. You wait till we come out, my friend.
All right. You guys lead the guards over to Kolbaz's place then. You guys take that like 20-minute walk across the city to get to that south district where Kolbaz's is. And you guys get to the gates and begin to walk on in. And the guards say, "You have 10 minutes, tops."
Okay,
Should
my
be less
friend.
than that.
You guys put
before
your
we
way
go
on
in?
in. Yep.
Before we go in, I decide that I'm just testing them a little bit. So say, are these human minutes or elvish minutes? There are different.
10 minutes.
That
I
still
walk
doesn't
right up to
clarify anything I'm saying.
Kolbaz while he's out there.
Alright. You walk
I
up
go-
to Kolbaz. Yep.
Well, Kolbaz, there's 3 guards outside ready to exit us out of the city.
Whoa.
Should we kill them or
No,
should we
no,
just
no.
leave?
Stop, no. Are you kidding me, Wilmore? That's not the Harper way. Killing a city guard? Are you kidding me? No. You guys need to make your way anyways. Go to Everlund. I'll tell the guards that you guys had to get on out of here. Go to Moongleam Tower in Everlund and get on with your quest.
Well,
First
what
things
can you
first,
tell us about the stuff that we gave you, my
Yeah.
friend?
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely, of course. So he goes over to the bone rod carved into the shape of the twisting tentacles and tendrils, and says, "Well, this seems like it could be used as some sort of arcane focus if you wanted to cast spells with it. And if you do cast a spell with it that you have to hit through and break through their armor and actually connect with them, you can possibly grapple them if you want to by sending out one of the charges of these tentacles that'll come and wrap around the body of the person that you're doing a spell cast against. So that's the Eldritch Rod, if you want to add that to your inventory.
Beautiful.
And I'll send that picture to the game log again. Hopefully that's sent. Doesn't look like it. All right. So then, yeah, it's not sending on my. Is it sending to your guys's?
I see something. Yeah, it's there.
All right. So then he goes over to the vials. He's like, this is something strange. It took me a minute to kind of figure this one out. And he pulls out the vial. I've never seen anything like this, but he holds it up to the firelight in the fireplace here. He says, "You see this, Wilmore? No light comes through this liquid at all." And he says, it seems like there's maybe some sort of ability to use the darkness spell on it if you were to throw this and create a big sphere of magical darkness in an area. And you could probably even apply it to your body and be extra stealthy because of that too.
I do like that, my friend.
So that's a liquid shadow. You guys all have one of those.
Oh, so there's 3? Perfect. Oh yeah, there was 3. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll get one, and then we'll just let Sorak know to get one.
And then the last but not least is Sorak's sword that he stares at and is like, this one is this is some dark stuff, it seems like to me. Has some sort of necromantic energy and magical aura emanating from it. Seems like this, it's almost, I don't want to say, but it almost seems like it's sentient. Like it's got a soul, if you will.
Soul, if you will.
Yeah.
What kind of soul? Said it's necromancy, correct? So it must be an evil soul.
Well, the magic that comes from it seems like it can, when you hurt someone with the blade of it, you can transfer some of that health from them to yourself, or whoever's wielding the weapon.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Now, how strong is this weapon, aside from damage I get to take?
Oh, well, I mean,
It's stronger than said. And I pull out Demon Sword. Stronger than this?
I mean, stronger, I don't know. I mean, that seems to have some sort of beautiful fire magic. I see the Ildarune inscribed there. So no, I'm not sure if it's stronger, but it has different strength to it and bonuses that come to it and from it.
What about that other stick you use there, Sorak? I point to the other sword on your back.
I mean, one Slayer? I do like one Slayer because, example, that son of a bitch tried to get in my head. The reason I stopped it. I point to old one Slayer.
That is fair.
But, it sounds like I should hold on to this new friend of mine, this new sword. Come in handy.
So if you want to add Sword of Life Stealing to your inventory.
Woohoo! Yeah! With a name like that.
Yeah, right? Alright.
But yeah, and what was it? Liquid smoke that he has to add to?
Liquid Shadow, right?
Yeah, liquid shadow, yeah.
So you see the sword in the game log, Carlos? Alright, so Narvi, after telling you guys all about this stuff and identifying it for you...
Kolbaz?
Yeah, Kolbaz. Sorry, I said Narvi. Sorry, it was a Freudian slip. Psych. So, he mentions to you guys, look, you need to get going over to the Iron Slag as soon as possible. And as I said, you guys need to focus on taking out these fire giants as much or quickly as you possibly can, because as if they're trying to reconstruct Vonendad, as you all mentioned, I mean that means that they're trying to, I can only imagine, reignite the century-old ancient dragon versus giant war and battle, which I can only imagine the mass destruction that would cause. And if we want to thwart that at all, you guys need to make sure that you stop the fire giants. And then, of course, you want to focus on trying to locate Hecaton.
Well, what are
Well,
we
I
waiting
think
for?
step one is Iron Slag, my friend. But are you sure you're okay with the guards outside? It's not gonna mess up the whole teleportation circles or anything like that.
I'll take care of you guys. I'll send you on your way, and I'll deal with them. Trust me, they owe me one.
I do trust you, my friend.
All right, gents, let's go and get it.
Okay. So you guys run your way over to the teleportation network circle. Ba-ba-bum. And whoops, yeah, he goes and starts setting you guys up in there and says, "Go, stand there, stand there." And ooh, is someone moving Kolbaz?
I'm right.
I can't grab him for some reason.
Somebody's totally moving them.
Creepy.
That's so
I
weird.
can't move him
Oh,
either.
shit, he's moving. He's moving like crazy.
That was me. I used the arrow keys to do that. Cool. So
He's running around! Oh my god! Oh my god!
awesome.
It's Narvi. Fucking Narvi, man.
He's real.
So he says, quick, everyone, go into the circle." And he starts pulling out his arcane focus, this crystal orb, and you see him twinkle his hand over top of it, and this white magical aura starts emanating from it and swirling up from it, which starts this beautiful white glow aura emanating from the portal glyphs all underneath your feet and around you. And he says, "Gentlemen, please, we are counting on you. Everyone here at the Harpers, and honestly across the Sword Coast. We rely on the Wrecking Crew." And you see him complete this ritual here, and this white light just kind of shines all around you guys in this pillar, and begins to fragment and teleport you guys across the.
Right before we teleport, I look at him, I point, I go, "Wreck on, motherfucker!" and then we disappear.
Just nods at you. That Wilmer, crazy motherfucker. And after that white light just kind of envelops and surrounds around you guys all see yourselves start to like fragment and pull apart to that teleportation magic to Everlund in Moongleam Tower. Sorak, that white light just kind of surrounds everyone, and you start to see like these visions in the white light, just almost like instantly. It just feels like you're like surrounded in a whole new space instead of like the space that you're teleporting to, because you don't see anyone else around you at all. But instead, you see this stone-walled room with a singular door and a dirt floor all around you. And you turn over your shoulder to see your mother sitting there on the dirt floor against the stone wall. She's sitting in this small cell, as I mentioned, with this single stone door, and there's no windows around it all. And she's just drawing in the dirt with her fingers and kind of retracing and deepening the lines a bit. And then she kind of just looks up at the sky with a solemn yet peaceful face, almost like a face of acceptance. And she kind of turns her head in your direction. Not sure if she sees you or not, but she says, "My boy, I cannot count the days any longer. I can only hope and pray that you find yourself out there, wherever you are. There was always something bigger in you than you'll ever know. That's why Papa and we called you our little bear. I'm not sure what my brother has going on up there in the keep, in our castle, but it certainly isn't our Daggerford anymore. Please be safe out there for me. And when the time is right, take back that throne, however you can. You are the rightful heir. And remember what the dwarves used to say, pride and anger are good for the soul. Stay strong, my little bear." And then the image just kind of cracks and fades away, shifting and glitching in front of you, as you hear that static hiss in your mind, as if someone's flipping between radio stations, and echoing behind it is this burbling laugh. That image, it shifts into flames and burning bright for a moment before extinguishing and disappearing, leaving the room around you pitch black for just a moment. and you can hear voices chanting in unison. Sounds like it's coming from all around you for a moment, and then coming in closer and closer, closing in. And then for a moment, it sounds like it's coming from your body, your equipment. There's this smell of decay and the fragrant incense in the air that kind of wafts up the smoke. And the smoke drifts into the air, and as you're following it, you see the ceiling around you change. And you guys are in this circular room with marble floors, with these 4 brightly lit torches, and a library, and 2 statues of these naked, well-standing and dressed, or at attention kind of men with a crystal orb on an altar to the south side. And you guys see this human man sitting in a chair, kind of working on a scroll.
Oh my God! It's Justin Bieber.
He's working on a scroll. Seems like he's furiously writing some notes and stuff. And this white light kind of appears in the room, and you guys all appear there, standing in front of him. And he says, "Oh, hello there. Welcome to Moongleam Tower. Which one of you are you guys all Harpers?"
Kind of peek through and I go, "Hey, Richard."
The name is Nespril, but it's a pleasure to. And you are?
Oh, well, you can call me Mr. Wilmore Chattington.
Wilmore Chattington. It's a pleasure to meet you. And oh, I know. I have heard of you. This is the Wrecking Crew, yes?
Of course, the crew that wrecks.
Oh, splendid. It is an honor to meet you. As I mentioned, my name is Nespril. I am a wizard's apprentice here. Just practicing and copying some scrolls. Please, what do I owe the honor?
Well, we were actually just passing through. We're on our way east, but we were hoping. I mean, apparently this is a tower of knowledge. If I'm correct, we were hoping to maybe peruse for a minute or two before we head out.
Oh yes, absolutely. I can go ahead and lead you down to the Crowan if you'd like to check out the scrolls and tomes and everything.
Who's in charge here?
I'm sorry?
Are you the only one that's in charge here at the moment?
Oh no, thank you. I appreciate you saying that I'm the one in charge, but I'm just an apprentice. There's Moon Lord Daviana is the one that's in charge, but Crowan is a great genius wizard who can help you out with all sorts of things in the library if you'd like.
Are they both here?
Currently, yes.
Both down in the library?
Moon Lord is probably in her quarters, but yes, Davian, or I'm sorry, Crowan should be downstairs in the library, yes.
Gentlemen, where do you think we should go?
Wilmore, you hear in your head just for a moment after you guys kind of teleported over here, the voice of Kolbaz goes in your mind. Remember, speak to Moon Lord Daviana and let her know that the candle's white flame will illuminate the way.
Well, I think we need to go to. Hold on, who was that? I didn't have my pen, and I'm drunk.
Oh, good. That was Moon Lord Daviana.
Moon Lord. And that's who he just said was in charge of the thing. And it was the candle is lit.
The candle's white flame will illuminate the way.
Yeah. Okay, you got that, my friend. Well, I think we need to go down to the Moonlight Lady.
Oh, sure. If you
See
want
who's in charge of this bad boy.
If you want to go speak to Moon Lord right away, certainly we can go ahead and do that. Well, we will be passing through the library to get through there.
Well, I mean, I think we should peruse the library a little bit, but I do think we need to talk to the moon baby first.
Moon Lord, don't let Daviana call her baby. She is a brute. She's fought in many wars, and she led the troops in the war against Silver Marches, against all the orcs and the goblin.
Well, we will head over to the moon monster all day, my friend.
This moon talk reminds me that you could head over to themoonlife.com right now and get yourself some pretty sweet threads. saying. I don't know where that came from, but you know.
They're all 99% off right now. Just kidding, they're not.
That is not
They're
true.
not.
You can use promo code FRATCHAT and get a sweet discount. Though. I am saying that, and it's a true story. Maybe go to the website, find a T-shirt you like, try the promo code, and be like, "Holy shit, I can save money," and then buy the shirt.
So you guys want to go speak to Moonlord first? Is that what I gathered?
I think we should go to Moonlord
First, the moonlife.com,
and then we can look
Moonlord.
around.
All
Yeah,
right.
because it's like through the library to Moonlord. It's like a little like executive box over there.
Yes.
Then we can go flow back.
Okay, cool. So you guys, he leads you out of this this chamber here. Says, "Quick, I'll show you the way." Absolutely. And you guys follow quickly behind him, and you guys go out into the hallway. Nice marble walls decorating everywhere with these candelabras brightly lighting every 10 feet or so. You see all sorts of different portraits of different members, notable members from the past. And then you keep on going on. He's showing you around. It's like, oh yeah, so if we want to go down the hall here, he leads you guys down the stairs. And he's like, and around the corner here, we have the Moon Gleam Library. And he leads you down to the top floor of this library. You guys go into this like kind of balcony that kind of overlooks the whole vast expanse of the library. You guys see there's 3 floors of this, of all these different tomes and books and scripts and scrolls circling around the whole circumference of this tower here. And Nesprol says, "It's quite spectacular, isn't it?" As he kind of just looks out there with kind of awe.
I'm actually thoroughly impressed. I'm like, well, huh?
Yeah,
Can we see Deviana from here?
Oh no, we have to go out of here and go into her chambers, but it's not too far from here. You guys can follow along if you'd like.
Gotcha. Well,
You guys,
this is magnificent.
Yeah, as you guys are looking down, you guys can see, of course, right down below you, looks like there's like a map of all of the Forgotten Realms and focused on Faerun specifically. As you look even further down there, you guys can see on the bottom level there's a main desk. Looks like an older wizard down there, kind of writing and taking notes. And
So,
Yep.
as we're like, I just pull a random book off the shelf and I just kind of flip to the back, and I just look at it like, do they get stamped when they get like sent out or anything like that? Do they get signed or?
So it like each one of these
Are they just
tomes-
scrolls and books? Yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of like, they will vary from, if you start, you can ask,
Well, no, I'm specifically looking if like, you know, in the real world, back in the 90s when you put your name and say I signed this book out. Like, does that exist?
No, I'm sorry, there's not like a system that signs things out.
Okay.
Everything's kind of stays within the tower, so there's really no need for that.
Okay.
And yes, so Nesprol begins leading you guys through, and as I was saying, down below you guys can see an old mage down there, sitting at a big desk and has like, you know, scrolls and ink wells and quills in front of him, and Nesprol points down and says, "Up, down there, that's Crowan Valharo down there." And Crowan kind of looks up and just waves at you guys, and Nesprol just waves down all excitedly. He's the best. And you guys see a bunch of other like young wizards and apprentices down there copying notes and scribes or scrolls as well. And all around, you guys see these winged cats, the Tressum, that you guys like saw in Waterdeep as well at the Harper Circle there. Just kind of walking around, some are like precariously on top of the books and the shelves. Every so often one will knock one off of it, and then like another one will swoop up, fly up and catch it. Almost like they, it's like a game that they play. But yeah, he leads you on through to the chambers and knocks on the door. You guys hear behind it, "Come on in, enter." And the doors push on open to another round room with.
Before we get out of this big hallway,
Mhm.
stop the guy right before we go through the double doors. I say, hold on. I have to do something. Vast hallway. much as this. I haven't seen such an impressive all of knowledge. Some might even say almost a decade. So, I have to do this. Please forgive me. I mean this with utmost respect for your institution here, all the knowledge here.
And under my tongue, I'm just like, don't do it. Don't do it.
And then I walk up, take like 5 steps, maybe 10 steps. I'm like standing over here. So, away from the crowd. Actually, right here. I can be seen by everybody, so about 15 feet. And then I raise my hands up to the gods. I go, Echo! 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 Echo!
Silence.
Wilmore
Right
casts
on him.
silence on you, and as soon as you go to cast, well, is there a save on that?
No, it's just it's a ritual, or it's just around him. I would just cast silence like right on him.
All right, so yes, Sorak. As soon as you put your hands up to your face and you're about to bellow out echo, you just feel this force just kind of surround you. You don't hear any echo, and in fact, you don't hear anything at all come out of your mouth.
And then I cast message into his head, and I try to recreate his voice saying echo, so he thinks it works.
Make a performance check.
Oh yeah, performance. Come on, give me something good here. 17.
Sorak, for a moment, it kind of like throws you off, like you're expecting more of like a grander kind of echo and boom, but you hear this voice in your head, and you're like, yeah, that'll work.
I guess there's poor acoustics in this building, which is okay. I come from a great kingdom.
I give him a big thumbs up as I disperse the silence.
Love it.
And then I lean back
Chatting and
to
everything.
Fang.
Yo, you guys heard that echo? Pretty sweet, right?
Absolutely, my friend. And I lean back to Fang and I go, show some respect now. This is the Temple of Harpers.
Thank God you did that, buddy.
And
What an embarrassment.
Sorak, when you looked up, you noticed like on the ceiling there are all these different like images of constellations that look like they're like moving and shining like the starlight down below to you guys. And you guys, every so often there's like an image of a moon that just kind of like grows and shows up there, waning and then waxing, and showing this full moon for a moment, and then the clouds go by, and it's kind of very like ethereal and magical. Nespril then, he goes and pushes open the doors leading into the Moon Lord's hall, and he says, Moon Lord Daviana, we have the wrecking crew here to speak to you. And Moon Lord kind of sits up and says, the wrecking crew? Your reputation beseems you. I've heard much about you all. I'm pleased to meet you and be graced with your presence.
Absolutely, Moon Lord. Hold on. What the hell were we supposed to say again?
White flame will illuminate the way.
I'll let you take
Madam.
it over, my friend.
Live the moon life at shopthemoonlife.com.
I'm sorry. Are you a harbor too? And she points over to Fang after you say that.
No, ma'am, but he gets stage fright every once in a while. I understand he is a bard. He's just a little intimidated by.
He's my talking eye dog.
For the most
Understood.
part, yes.
Understood. Well, I guess did Kobaz tell you to say that?
Yes, my friend.
Kobaz told Chaddington. Chaddington told myself.
Sure.
And let us begin by saying my name is Fang. And yes, the young one, the little one is Wilmore Chaddington.
So
and
you're
then,
Fang, and then must be Sorak here then, because this is Wilmore. Yes, I've heard all about you guys.
Correct. Yes.
Yes, we thank you for all that you're trying to do in thwarting the fire giants and the Centaurum and all these evil goings that seem to be happening all around here currently, of course, with the ordning of the giants being shattered and the giants intermingling with the little folk and causing all sorts of chaos and ruckus.
Well, thwarting the fire giants is, well, at least at the top of my priority list. You see, I mean, I understand you know a little bit about the Red Crew. I don't know how much you know about myself, but my father, uh, they had taken over our village up in the Spire Mountains, and our village was completely destroyed. And my father unfortunately did not make it. So I have, let's just say, very strong feelings about the fire giants.
I can absolutely understand that. I'm not sure how well you guys are aware of me and my personal history, but I led the charge on the War of Silver Marches against the orcs and their fire giants involved, of course, and all sorts of goblinoids. And they came close to coming into all of Silver March's Everlund and Citadel Adbar and Felbar and taking them down. And a Citadel Felbar, that is. Sorry for cutting off the Citadel in the front, but they. Many of us still hold a lot of fear in our hearts from these fire giants and goblinoids and orcs, possibly in the area. So I completely understand that, and having a vengeance against them.
Well, you had mentioned just now that you had obviously fought against the fire giants. What can you tell me about them? Strengths of theirs, weaknesses of theirs?
Oh, well, weaknesses, I'll tell you right away. There's really not too much that is a weakness for the fire giants. They are, of course, very military based, very strong and cunning in that sense. They're some of the greatest warmongers you will ever see, and they love to fight at a large scale, and of course, employ armies of mostly goblinoids, goblins, orcs, and all sorts of ogres and trolls.
So maybe not so much in their army then, but what about within their stronghold? Like, you see, we're heading up there very shortly, and we want to gain any sort of advantage that we can. Do you know of any, I guess, maybe blind spots in their stronghold? Somewhere that may be susceptible to people like us slipping in?
I'd say specifically over at Iron Slag.
Sure. Iron Slag is, it's a ancient ancestral adamantine forge that the fire giants have had for a very, very long time. And it's housed beneath Mount Hammenshast. And there's a into the base of the mountain. There's a 500-foot cliff that extends up to a Yakfolk village on the top. And at the base there's a 50-foot tall adamantine set of doors that they're kept pretty airtight and sealed by some sort of ancient magic. But I'm sure, and this is speculation, if you wanted to gain access to the forge, the Yakfolk village at the top may have some sort of way to enter into the mines or even into the heart of the forge. And you know what? I'm sure that the dwarves of Citadel Felbar would probably know a little bit more than myself as well. Being situated a little bit closer up there, and I know for a fact that King Morn and Queen Tithel have been, keeping a close eye on the area to their northeast, wary of fire giants intruding again.
Kind of lean back
Queen
to the guys
tits,
and go,
eh?
I think that may be the best way in to the Citadel.
Yes, the best way in to Queen Tits. Gotcha. Let's do this. I like it.
Or talking with the yak folk.
I like quintets better. That sounds way more fun.
Of course,
Way
you
easier of a journey. Honestly, we've spoken to enough royalty to know that they'll probably dick us around. But hey,
Well,
There's always money in
if
it.
the dwarves hate the fire giants, they might be more than willing to allow us to find a way to slip in.
oh, innuendo makes me likely to go with your plan better. Yeah, like it.
So, if you guys all wanted to go there, are you familiar with Citadel Felbar? Have you guys ever been to this area of Silver Marches, our Federation here?
I have not.
Certainly. So, Citadel Felbar is just, as I mentioned, northeast of here. You want to head east along the River Ravin, past the fortified city of Sundabar, and once past the river, it'll fork, and you can follow it east to Citadel Felbar from there. So you just want to follow the River Ravin east, past Sundabar, and then once you're past there, you'll get to a fork in the river and head east from there.
And then we'll be able to meet up with the dwarves. I think, I mean, gentlemen, I really don't want to walk in the front door of Iron Slag if possible. That just might not be a good idea.
And I personally recommend against it as well.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the move.
So maybe we hang out with the dwarves, and I mean, I will say they are my people. And I go like this.
Now, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I like chocolate. So go ahead, my friend.
Well, I like chocolate as well. Daviana. So, upon my father being killed by the fire giants, Cuomo, my hippogriff, and I flew up to the summit of the soul, where I did a lot of my monistic training with the monks there. You wouldn't happen to have a are you familiar with that by any chance?
I'm sorry, I'm not. Is it a small area in the mountains? There's not really many villages up there, just, kind of small settlements, right?
Correct. I was just wanting to see if you had any update on, or if you knew of anyone up there by the name of Master Kuki and Misa, who I did my training with. Just wanted to see, how they were doing.
I'm sorry that those names don't sound familiar to me. And you say it was the Temple of the Soul or Summit of the Soul?
The Summit of the Soul.
I'm sorry that they sound like friendly people. So unfortunately, I deal with a lot of bastards.
I understand. Well, I hope they're doing well, and I'm sure that'll be probably one of our stops so that I can talk with them. Maybe they can help us out with our the mission at hand.
Oh, if you have people that you know in the area, I'm sure that would be a great boon for you all.
Yes.
And she looks around. So I'm sorry, we kind of just jumped right on into you guys questioning and everything, but let me take a step back and what you guys all had, what Kolbaz had you all say to me. She looks around at you all and just sees the harp pin sitting on Wilmer's collar, and she says, "You're still a watcher."
Yes, my friend. I am still a watcher.
Well, we need to certainly change that, and she kind of rushes off to a kind of side closet for a moment. I hear a little bit of commotion going on in there. She's like, "Well, my good friend Wilmore, you're not going to be a watcher any longer. In fact, we're going to promote you 2 levels for all that you've done within the Harper's faction here. You are now going to be a bright candle." You've been such a reliable faction agent and trusted. We've put so much trust in you, and you've been very faithful to us. So believe that, of course, as you've seen, I've gleaned upon you a little bit more secrets and knowledge that us, the Harpers, may have, and kind of gestures out to the library just outside the hall from here. And if you all would like to learn a little bit more while you're here, being a being a bright candle now, you have access to this.
Well, I just want to say thank you. I really, we throughout our entire quest, the Harpers have been pivotal to our success. So I am glad for the support, and I am happy to be a bright spot in the dark, if you will.
Certainly, and that's just what we need around these parts in this time. And to help you with that, you see she's finally pulling whatever it is out of the closet. You see she comes out with this decent-sized silver metal kite-style shield with a moon and the harp symbol in the center of it. And she kind of holds it out in two hands and presents it to you with her arms outspread and says, may this protect you on your journeys along the way.
I need all the protection I can get, I assure you that, my friend.
That is a +1 shield you can add.
Yay!
And as
Okay.
Go on.
I'm sorry. But before we go into our quest, and I would like to peruse the library a bit, but as you can tell, there are quite a few books. How exactly is all this sorted out?
Well, I will have to say that Crowan has a strange way of organizing everything. Honestly, it's just chronological from when it is written and put out and laid out in here. So on the bottom level is where we have all our most recent kind of writings and tomes and scripts, if you will. And it works up from there.
Well, I guess we'll just have to boogie around then.
Yeah, he says it's the easiest way for him to do it. He doesn't have to go around. He just goes, finds the end of it, puts the next book there, and that's how he sorts it. So he's the one that organizes it and keeps watch over everything, so I won't argue. But there are a few novels, tomes, if you will, that I would love for the three of you to possibly pick up and spend some time studying, if you'd like.
Absolutely. Where might we find those?
She leads you on out her chambers and says, "Just follow out along, and I'll take you on down." And she begins walking out and starts climbing down one of the ladders.
As we're walking, I'm just keeping my eye out specifically just to see if any if there's like a uninhabited races or races of the Feywild or just anything like that.
Okay.
Just look.
Sure thing. So as you guys begin climbing down this ladder, then one of the Tressum, the winged cats, comes walking by as Wilmore's about to grab the ladder and kind of just rubs up against him, putting her little butt in your face, and you quickly climb on down and you get out of there and out as quickly as you possibly can. Sorak following on behind, Fang behind him. And she goes and starts thumbing through some of the texts and books around here until she finds a shelf here and says, "Oh, perfect. This is just what I was looking for." And there's 3 books sitting here that she starts pulling off the shelf. One of them is kind of like this brass-looking, kind of like reddish brassish kind of color, leathered covered book that has on the cover of it like an image of a bearded man with a faceted gemstone on his forehead. And she pulls out another one with a gilded cover, nice golden cover with golden clasp on the side of it. And on this one, Fang, it kind of catches your eye as it's got 4 different elements, like each one of the elements on the corners of it. And there's a sun and the moon inscribed on it. And there's a sword with flames wrapping around it, and all these beautiful gemstones adorning it. It's really magnificent looking. And then the last one that she pulls off is this kind of like silver-looking tome, has all these engravings on it. Like it's literally like the book is made out of silver. The cover it is, and so they're like engraved on it are these like geometric, floral-looking engravings with these purple facet cut gems all around it. And she says, "Well, if you all were to take a little bit of time to study through these, I'm sure it would help you on your quest a bit more. And this one here, the silver one she pulls out, this one I found with people who go ahead and study it a decent amount in a small period of time, they're able to find a boost of their intelligence and can kind of gather and gain a bit more knowledge." She goes over to the gold one, and this one here, as shiny and gold as it is, this helps people become a little bit more influential and garner an idea of leadership. And she goes over to the first one that she pulled off, this bronzish kind of colored brass, like leather covered book with the man and the gemstone on the forehead. And this one will, help you understand it a little bit more if you were to study through it, and maybe become a little bit more wise and understanding and reciprocal of different things around you. So she
grab that leadership one.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Beautiful. She goes over to Fang, and she places the leather one in your hand, with the bearded face on it, and the faceted gem on the head. She hands that to you and says, "I think you might be able to gather some knowledge from this and understanding that might be able to help you out on your quest."
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And I think, as long as you have to really dedicate some time studying these and focusing your energy on it, or else you won't learn anything or gain anything from it. She grabs this silver, kind of metallic-y looking one, and it's nice and heavy and sturdy, and she hands it to Sorak, holding it with two hands, as it's pretty heavy in her hands, and looks at you and says, "I think this will help you, become the sharpest tool in the shed, if you will. Maybe the sharpest sword on your back. If you were to just study this a bit and flip through the pages and retain as much as you possibly can, that would certainly help you." And so if you guys all want to add... Yeah, go on.
It's the highest intelligence around here. I feel like, yes, I will take this.
So she hands Wilmore the Tome of Leadership and Influence. She hands Fang the Tome of Understanding. And she hands you, Sorak, the Tome of Clear Thought.
Ooh.
No, it's not letting me add stuff.
Well, I guess you don't get it.
Right?
I got it. I'll take it. It's mine.
That's being weird.
Fang, did you get yours?
Yep.
So as she goes back over again.
Oh, love it.
So if you guys...
So much!
You guys, you can only benefit from this once, of course. Once you kind of flip through it and read it, unfortunately the magic is lost from it for quite some time. But if you do spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days studying these books, it will give you a great benefit in certain skill sets that you have.
It's a lot of time.
Love it.
Really gotta focus, boys.
There it is.
Study session.
Study sesh.
And then
Anybody
Maybe
have any
we'll have some
Adderall?
time while we're walking around.
so she would say, well, I'm sure you guys don't have forever to study in here and research everything that we hold within these walls, but
Damn.
was there maybe anything that I could help you? You like that?
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Yeah, I do.
You picked the
So I
perfect. Did you know?
grabbed it while you were still talking.
Did you know it was charisma?
Huh?
Did you know that was
I figured
charisma?
I figured leadership was charisma.
Yeah.
That's why I grabbed it in case anybody wanted it, in case people were gonna be like, I want that one. I'm like, give me that fucking shit.
That's exactly the one that I would have taken too. So.
Perfect.
Yep.
And Fangs will help his spellcasting modifier and everything too. Cool. So,
That will just make me even smarter.
yeah,
You just gave us a feat, my friend. That's great.
you are welcome. I mean, you guys have earned it by working up these ranks in the Harpers and
True.
gaining access to this. So, she gestures around again. We have, as you can tell, a literal ton of knowledge and wealth spread all throughout these walls. Is there something that possibly Crowin could help you find?
Well, I was gonna look to see if you guys have any literature on and I was right, aboliths.
On aboliths, I'm sure we have some
Both
tomes
maybe,
on aberrations and otherworldly beings come from the astral plane and such.
Or even specific ones. But yeah, absolutely.
Sure. She begins to lead you all down the bottom ladder. Follow me and let's go speak to Crowin. And you guys get on down there and you guys see this like dark-skinned, gray-haired, long-beard mage wearing a blue like cap and blue robe. He's copying down all of these notes and scrolls over. And as she comes on down and presents you guys to him. So, hey, what do we have here? Some young adventurers, I see. You plenty looking for some knowledge.
Absolutely. You know what they say, books are great. That's it.
I haven't heard that, but I'm going to add that to my my one-liners.
Absolutely. I was wondering, my friend, do you by chance have any literature on ancient aboliths, specific, non-specific, anything like that? I'm looking for if I were to hunt and kill one, how would I get there?
Ooh, let's see. We probably, yes, I do believe we have some tomes about some aberrations and such beings. How much time are you guys trying to spend in here altogether? And are there other things that you guys want to know?
So, I specifically want to know anything about an aboleth. Anything? Where is it in the? Is it general, right? General chat. So again, as I'm walking through looking for books, I'm just casually looking for anything that says, lost races or Fey Wild,
Sure.
just in general. But I'm looking for aboleth, Zentorum history, and lichen, how to stop a lichen in their tracks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if not, I mean, this could be alongside Xantarum, but potentially anything that involves Ducium specifically.
Okay. So, you guys kind of let him know all these things that you're interested. Whoa. I can, yeah, we certainly have a few tomes, I believe, about some of these things. Werewolves, I know where that one is exactly. Gone through that one a few times. I lead you guys up the second level to one of the shelves. It begins scrolling through. Curses, lichen. Yes, here, the lichen curse. Here we go. And starts flipping through it. What exactly did you want to know?
I'd like how to stop one in their tracks without hurting it, if possible, or how to, let's say a lichen, he goes crazy. You don't want him to hurt you, but you don't want to kill him. How do you stop that from happening?
Well, let's see. He begins flipping through.
Deterrence, if you will.
Well, let's see.
Really nice to him.
It takes about 5 minutes just thumbing through the pages to find a certain area. Yes, see here. It says that werewolves, and particularly they hate silver. It seems to burn their flesh. And perhaps if you were to, I don't know, have a if you were to stop one or try to capture it, I guess a silver net or something like that could possibly do that for you, but I'm not sure where you would find such a thing. But there are, of course, some natural remedies in here as well. He points down to the list below. See, there is a, you can find this dwarf tree, a warden, if you like. They grow in the wild. They're kind of hard to find, of course, but they're pretty short, less than 5 feet tall. You can take the hard, waxy leaves from it and combine it with some sort of sugar, and Bork looks at you. He's like, yeah, I know all about this. Why don't you guys just ask me? Yeah, you take it and you boil the sugar, you make the concoction that way, and you inject into the bloodstream of the lichen, and it becomes unable to transform for a certain amount of time.
Whoa, Borg! Why don't you just finish with my gauntlets over there?
Well,
ideas.
I'm thinking more after they transform. How do we naturally calm and disengage, if you will?
Bork says,
But
I had this.
I would say lichen, get her under control, so they can always be a good werewolf.
He begins flipping through the pages. Unfortunately, I don't seem to see anything along those lines to be able to become a good werewolf right off the bat. But of course, there is an unfortunate thing. Let me say it. I got it. I got it. Go on. And Bork says there's wolfsbane. Yeah, a small plant that you can find with the blackish kind of green leaves, and you cut them up a few times, and you find a few flower stalks with the tiny white flowers on them, and you take the flowers and you crush them up into a dust, and you can carry it. Maybe you can feed it to the lichen if you want. You could maybe put it on your weapon and cut them if you want to. It can be fatal to a werewolf if you do too much of it, but you'll be stopping them.
When
How'd
you say
you like to
stopping
stop?
them, what do you mean? Hurt it? Roll it?
Yeah, it'll hurt a little bit. I'd imagine so.
Oh, needless to say, I'm certainly not gonna go get this plant, you bastards.
And if we were to, consume some of this, of course, because we're not lichens, it would help protect us against, I don't want to offend you, Sorak, but becoming like yourself.
Oh, that
That is the goal in life.
Crowan kind of confirms, yes, that's all stated here. He's right.
There's only so much awesome you can have, so yes.
So silver deters him as well, and the dwarf tree can stop him from turning, and if it comes down to it, a little wolfbane will put him in his place, huh?
Sounds like a plan, if I ever heard one. I mean, there's not really much else that can stop one. They're not really weakened to much. Actually, it seems like they kind of stronger against, in this form against natural weapons.
You know what they say? Everybody has a plan, so they get punched in the face. Hashtag Mike Tyson. You really did say that. Great quote. Write that down. Deeper than impregnable.
So then he would say, well, so you wanted to know about Aboleth as well, correct?
Absolutely, my friend. That's kind of prudent to the current situation.
No, certainly. It's probably all the way upstairs with the ancient knowledge. He climbs up with the ladders for a bit, takes some time. By this point, you guys have already spent, because it takes some time to pull these books down and everything, like an hour and a half, 2 hours in here altogether. He begins pulling another book down from the top shelf on the top level up there. Blows off the dust from it, kind of wipes it off for a second, and it's got these alien symbols on it. He's like, I think this one will probably do it. Begins to crack it open, says, so what exactly did you guys want to learn from this?
Well, I think weaknesses is definitely something of our purview. Hunting an aboleth, and maybe how to break a sacred bond that one may have had made with an aboleth.
Well, it says here that aboleths, they they have the ability to transform and disease humanoids with slime and mucus that they protrude from their tentacles and body. The tentacle attacks can make their opponent become covered in mucus and have it begin to grow on their body, causing a burning sensation unless covered in water. Sometimes wrapping them in a cocoon of the mucus to transform them into one of their scum.
That sounds disgusting.
Also
Burning
sounds
sensation.
vaguely familiar.
Familiar.
Yes. Also says that there's a mucus cloud that surrounds around an aboleth that can cause this disease as well and make you only be able to breathe underwater. Let's see, ways to kill them. It seems like it's, I'd imagine it's pretty hard to kill or hunt them, considering they have psychic abilities beyond comprehension and they can read thoughts and they feed off of memories. And in fact, it says here that they have perfect memories. And flipping through, layers. Yeah, so here it says that their layers and surrounding areas are usually covered in slime and overgrown vegetation, and their followers are called scum. And see here it says that there's a notable one called the Scum Lord that lives in Skullport, apparently.
Skullport, you said.
That's what it says here, yes.
Does it give a name specifically?
The Scum Lord is what it says.
Just the Scum Lord of Skullport.
So we'll have to go get this cum lord. Oh wait, there's a scum. Sorry. Right here.
If you were wondering about ways to possibly fight against this mind control, of course there's different ways and abilities to fight off charms and these types of magic, but a magic circle spell is certainly helpful to prevent against such things.
A magic
Silver
circle spell.
spell. Look over at Chattington. Know what that means? I don't know.
I actually do not, but maybe next time we get into a magic shop, someone might be able to assist.
And,
I think that's wonderful.
There's also mentions that the fact that the aboleths demands sacrifices to add to the treasure trove of their minds and such their followers' minds because of that. And the more sacrifices that are made to them, or a singular aboleth, the stronger it becomes.
It's only going to
So-
get stronger from here.
Well, I guess if it's an ancient one, there's probably been many sacrifices to that.
Does it
To
say
that
if
old-
it does
What if we sacrifice something that perceived to be worth more than Chattington? Return, Chattington.
I'm not sure I follow.
Oh. I know a bastard or two who would deserve to be following that aboleth through hell and
Something-
eternity.
Something tells me sacrificing more beans to the aboleth will just make it stronger. I don't think that's a good idea.
Does it say if the aboleth does anything, if it keeps the cocoons?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to particularly specifically say anything about that, but I'd imagine that they used it as some sort of preservation method to, yes, probably live off the memories and minds indefinitely, because it stays here that let's see, that, yeah, I mean, as you said, this one is an ancient, or the one that you speak of is an ancient one, and most of them, they pre-exist, or predate the existence of any sort of gods or anything, so I think they see
Do you by
themselves
chance
as gods.
see the name Osif in there by chance?
Osif. It's thumbing through again. No, I'm sorry, I do not.
Well, I do think that is some good information, gentlemen. If we ever see slime on a dingy wall, we may want to prepare ourselves.
And we saw slime in walls. We were underground not that long ago.
I know, and guess what
Proceed.
was at the end? There was a motherfucking aboleth. It was good old
Exactly.
Uzi. Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's to know.
So that's all that seems to
Yeah.
really be pertinent here. Was there any other topics that you guys had queries on?
Did we want to look at
Alright.
anything for the Zentarum or the Ducium?
Can we
That would be a good idea.
Maybe Ducium. Yeah, I think we understand the Zentarum. Let's.
are we trying to do this tonight?
You mean?
I mean, we have a couple more minutes. Just do Ducium.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he would begin kind of just like shrugging his shoulders and twisting his head to the side a bit. Ducium, I unfortunately do not believe that's a topic we have any knowledge on.
Many or any?
Any.
Okay.
Really? Might be the biggest threat. Life as we know it. How do you not know anything about it?
Well, it kind of predates text, if you will. It's an ancient form, and there hasn't been anything around to study it from our knowledge, at least.
So, if we were to bring you some, would that help?
Oh, I mean, possibly, but we would need an alchemist or something to probably be able to study it. And Bork stands up. Well, I'm an alchemist!
Well, I think maybe Bork, you can study it with us, but for our friend here, maybe could we maybe if there's this knowledge of a Zentorium stronghold or anything of that nature?
Oh, well, I can tell you that the Zentarum, they're widespread across Faerun and don't particularly have a singular stronghold. They are, they're cell-based. They're different cells situated all throughout the Sword Coast and in Faerun. And, being the mercenary faction of thieves and spies and assassins and wizards that they are, they kind of all work almost individually, but collectively as well.
That makes sense.
So, they keep pretty secretive and don't, establish any well-known strongholds, at least. Because they're often dealing in all sorts of illicit goods and contraband and, using their extensive mercantile contacts and whatever they can to be able to move these products throughout Faerun.
Well, I mean, I guess, gentlemen, maybe the only thing that we could look into. I mean, our next task is, of course, to head over to the old Iron Slag, out east from here. I don't know, my friend, if there's any literature or knowledge of what lies ahead as we go east to.
Actually, one last thing too before we get there.
The Citadel.
Any weaknesses to fire giants you should know about?
Unfortunately, not really. At least none that we're quite aware of. They work well as a military-based group, and have tight formations and are well trained in that kind of fighting.
Fortunately, we knew that.
Do you know?
Well,
Is there a military doctrine here that shows how to fight against well tight formations? Or should I look in for another books?
Yes, you should probably look for another type of book, because unfortunately it's not something that the Harpers deal too much with. We try to handle situations without garnering too much attention.
Understood. Well, gentlemen, I think we may have spent enough time here already. It may be time to head east before they do.
I agree.
Okay.
Or I tell you what, one One more quick thing. Are there any local entrances to the Underdark?
Local. I mean, yes. There's one not too far from here. Honestly, up in the north that will take you down to Menziberanzan, the Drow capital.
Although, come to think of it, that may not be a good place to go.
Why do you say that?
Well, I think the Drow want to kill us, so going to their capital may not be a good idea. You know, hundreds of them, 3 of us.
That's true. I agree. Not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze, my friends.
Another one of the Tressum cat just kind of goes up behind Sorak and rubs up against his leg, arching her back, and kind of walks away.
A creepy feeling from that. I'm more of a dog person.
Looks back at you, senses that, and just kind of meow, smiles at you, and takes flight up to the top level of the books.
That's a cute kitty. I kind of give it the finger guns.
Crone would say, if you want one, we have plenty of them around.
Oh, no thanks. I'm not hungry.
Oh, no, not to eat, silly. It's a pet. It's fun to have it around. It's a nice little companion.
Like I said, I'm not hungry. This guy's not listening real well, guys. All those books.
All right. I guess I'm not getting through to y'all. But if there's nothing else I can help you all learn around here, please feel free to come on back whenever you'd like.
I appreciate that, my friend.
I appreciate the hospitality. Very, very much.
Absolutely. He begins to just kind of walk you guys to the double doors that lead you guys out of here, and then down around a spiral staircase to the bottom level of the tower, and out the front doors to a sunsetting early evening with the sun setting behind the mountains. And you guys walk out to a kind of populated, beautiful city of Everland. And you guys look back and see that you guys are coming out of this tower, of course, but it has 4 different cylindrical towers all around it. And at the very top of the center of it, you guys see a crescent moon that's just kind of like spinning and reflecting light off of it. Almost like a beacon in the night. And as you guys stare off into that beacon of the night, which is like a symbol of hope in this darkness, you guys begin to traverse the streets of Everland in question of what you guys will be doing next as you guys make your way to Citadel Felbar and Ironslag. And that is where we will call it an evening.
Love it.
Before I lose Luke.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, guys, I'm getting pulled over right now. Sorry. Gosh, no, guys, I gotta go.
Love it.
Someone hide the cocaine.
Someone hide the drug. God, that is great. It's a 1-hour YouTube video of just a fucking light and a siren.
Wow, it really
You hear
works.
that shit?
It's really.
It looks perfect.
It's scary.
Awesome. Well, good game, guys. Hopefully, you guys definitely learned a bunch of new things and are on your path to Ironslag and take care of this fire giant problem once and for all. Lots of strange visions from both Fang and Sorak happened, and we'll see where those will take us as well the next time we all get together.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, Luke, go ahead, go to bed. Take it easy.
Yeah, thank you. I gotta wake up early. Bye. And watch out for those goblins under the stairs. Take a long rest.
99 baby cakes.
He said it, not me.
He said it.
Later, guys.
Son of a bitch.
Peace out.
See ya.
I can't do nothing about it.
It's done. It's done.
Give
Bye,
it to
guys.
Richmond.